insanity. It's out of my mind.
And yeah, welcome to the Manolo pot number 10. I'm so excited today. I'm so happy because I'm with two of my two favorite people in the whole wide world. Yes, indeed, you can see right next to me is none other than Rosscoe Soletrain. How are you, buddy?
Oh man, I feel like $1,000,000. I've eaten fried chicken and pizza today.
We've eaten. And
ice
Rosscoe,
cream. Whew.
Rosscoe, I'm so happy because you're here, and I'm so happy because none other than our good friend, yes, you know him, Robert Thompson is in
It's good to be back, Manolo. Yeah, dude.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I want to be funny this time. Last time, I think I was a little. We had a lot of like real talk, which is good. But I was just like zonked. We were like, yeah, I don't know. I think we just had done 3 ounces of horse tranquilizer.
Ketamine.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah.
Cool.
So it was different, but it's good to be here. Thank you, Manolo.
Is that a censored version? Did you guys include the butt stuff in that one?
It's
or
always
no?
uncensored. Baby.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
cool. So it does have the butt
Uncensored.
stuff. That's great.
Yeah.
It's always uncensored. We were talking about trans porn.
Nice.
Yeah.
Alex Jones's favorite.
Is it true? Yeah, tell me about that. Is it real?
Oh yeah, I've heard. Well,
You've heard or you saw?
I did see someone send it to me, but he accidentally in one episode there was like a Bluetooth thing set up, and it showed his phone, and there was trans porn.
Dude, that's awesome.
on it. So it broadcasted.
That's fucking
on it.
awesome.
What's
Yeah.
awesome? Trans porn? What would you call it?
Yeah.
What's the appropriate way to call it? Because
I think it is. Or
Is it transgender porn?
Yeah.
okay, but here's the thing. On the websites
Yeah.
that would promote
Yes.
it.
They call it something different.
Yeah.
They call it like
It's kinda-
what my father used to call
Yeah,
it.
it's like
Exactly,
old
yeah.
school. Yeah, she-male, transsexual.
Yeah.
Because it was different. It was never worded like transgender, where it's
No.
like it was more derogatory.
It's,
you know?
Sure.
Yeah.
It's tranny porn. Is what
Yeah,
it says.
Tranny
That's
porn.
how it
Yeah,
says.
yeah.
That's how it says.
That's how it's said on the porno sites.
Or chicks with dicks. That was the
Yeah,
thing.
that was- yeah.
Yeah.
Or how did Ted say it? Like guys with tits.
Yeah. I
Remember?
think-
He said, "There's no chicks with tits. It's just guys with tits." So
Oh, did they say that in TED?
yeah.
And Ted, wow.
dude.
You've seen the
I think
TED
it's a
Talk?
Mark
Yeah,
Wahlberg.
TED Talk. It's a TED Talk.
Ted,
Yeah.
I mean, I'm a scientist. Huh? Well, I was doing that joke on fucking my impression of Mark Wahlberg
On
It's-
Zach.
Oh, you have
on
an
Zach's
impression?
podcast. It's
Yeah.
terrible. It's just like, I'm a scientist. I have a restaurant with my brother Donnie. It's a terrible impression.
No, it's not terrible.
I think
at
that's
all.
good.
Yeah, it's like pretty much. Yeah, I'm a scientist. That's pretty much.
It's not terrible at all. Have you guys seen any transvestite porn? Be honest. Nobody's watching.
I love the vests in those films.
The vests?
Yeah. I
I've
don't
never
know.
watched any transsexual porn before. There's been times where you click on something, and you're like, oh, I didn't mean to click on that. Like, okay, and like, I've never like fully cranked it to a transsexual porno ever.
So it's a
Meat
no.
spin.
Yeah, no.
Meatspin.com.
Not even, not even like
Is that really something? Is
Meat
that a
spin?
thing?
Yeah,
I
it's
know
a-
what you're talking.
You
I know what you're
I'm
talking
talking
about, and I was going to go to
It's
that.
like a close up of male genitals, a penis, like flopping back and forth, and it.
Clockwise
Yeah, and
sometimes, right?
if you watch it long enough, it says you are now gay or whatever.
Oh, okay.
But you know, do you guys remember? Do you guys remember heaven666.org?
no.
No, that's you kind of do, right?
I don't know. That sounds. I'm very curious as to what Heaven 666.
It does not
would be.
exist no more, and here's the reason why. Heaven 666. You guys seen E-Fucked, right?
Of course.
Shout out E-Fucked.
It's such a lovely site.
No.
I
It's
hate
a
that.
classic,
my,
baby.
my brother and friends like love it because it's like basically the most disgusting porn bloopers.
Okay.
Like just horrible. They have the ET porn, which is absolutely traumatizing. It's like a paper mache head. And it it's
How
so,
have I not heard about this?
E-Fucked is a classic.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
a classic.
I mean, it's up there with like Gone with the Wind, and
Yeah, my
it's a Mad Mad World. There's
my dad grew
E-Fucked.
up on it. My grandpa grew up on it.
Yeah.
I grew up on it, and I hope my kids grow up on
There
it.
was one that I saw in E-Fuck that was really lovely. My brother showed me, and it was two like more they were like kind of thug fellas, and one guy had a
White, right? White guys?
No, but he had a pistol in another man's butthole, and he was
okay.
like, "I own you now, bitch," and he was like jerking him off at the same time. It was really good. So we can swear on this podcast?
Yes.
Okay, good. Well, shit.
Of course.
So, Yeah, but it was you learn something every day on eFucked.
Shout out to our
you know?
sponsors, eFucked.
Yes.
Wow,
Oh,
yeah.
wow.
Yeah, no,
Well,
but
those sites though, like eFucked kind of came later, but for me, I remember as a kid coming up with the internet, the one site that was infamous, and I'm pretty sure all of you guys know, was rotten.com.
oh, of course.
Rotten.com
That was gore.
was like disturbing.
I never went on it. Yeah, I was always too
I
afraid.
never wanted to, but I had friends that were so curious and like had a picture of the late great Chris Farley, like
Yeah,
dead.
yeah.
Oh,
and
dude,
locked.
I actually stumbled across a photo of Chris Farley. Like, I don't know if he was dead yet or if he was dead, but I looked up. I made the wrong decision of looking up the last photo of Chris Farley alive.
Oh shit! What was that?
Oh.
Yeah, because I was curious to see like what he looked like before
At that
like,
time?
Yeah, like
Yeah.
at the end, you know, because I knew he was
sweating or something, right?
it's fucked up. No, what came up was pictures of Chris Farley dead.
Yeah, it's
And I'm like, oh
nasty.
shit! Like I don't know if he was dead, but it sure looked like he was dead. And I was like, that's awful. Because I mean, he was one of the best.
Yeah.
yeah. If not, laying on the autopsy table.
No, he was on the ground. It was just I think it was when because there was a girl that took a bunch of photos of him when he was like on his last bender.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
I never saw that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
don't
he
look
was
it up.
actually
It's not good.
partying and he collapsed or what?
Yeah, it's very, very sad. You know,
Yeah.
I think it's because like you out of curiosity, because we all love Chris Farley and you're
Yeah.
just like curious about it. But it sucks because, dude, that can happen on Google if you look up the wrong
Sure.
thing. It can happen, and I've done that too. Like, oh, what is a celebrity like? What did Kurt Cobain? Whatever, and they'll show like something fucked up, and you're like, oh, thanks.
Yeah,
it's not
great.
exactly what I
There
wanted.
are no pictures of Kurt Cobain, his face like blown
No,
up.
no,
right?
no. There's the
I've
pictures
searched
of
hard.
his feet
I've searched hard.
of like the scene. It's weird.
Paraphernalia
It's
on the
creepy.
side, right?
Yeah, it was like a picture of like detectives or something took.
Yeah, yeah.
But you don't see that, thank God. But I mean, who knows? I'm sure it's out there. But the Chris Farley one was like disturbing because when he died, he was with a prostitute and she had left. And his last words are like, "Don't leave me." You know, he was like a lonely guy.
Wow.
So it's a very heavy, sad
Oh, that's
thing.
sad,
you know,
dude.
but I fucking love Chris Farley. Yeah, Ron.com had gross shit. And I remember my friend was like, "Let's get revenge from them traumatizing us." So he was like, "I'm gonna hack them." Which I don't know anyone.
Hack Rotten?
Did you guys know any like hackers? Remember how much that was thrown around back in the day, like WizKid computer people? Did you guys know those people?
I did. I knew a guy who knew how to write code back in the day who was making web pages, but nobody could hack nothing, you know?
I remember there was a kid that I knew who, in the early days of Napster, or even before Napster, he could get you whatever you wanted as far as like movies, TV shows, albums. Like he would get you whatever you wanted, and I think it was because he was kind of a whiz kid a little bit. His parents had some money, so they got him like the top tier computer, and because he was so into the internet, they probably got him probably the fastest speed available at the time, which is probably nothing. Yeah. But he was the dude. Whenever you wanted any kind of media, you would go to him. And I graduated 2000, so this was like later 90s.
Wow.
So I remember like wanting like all of the Limp Bizkit albums, of course, and then like which was I think only 2 or like, but he like found me everything and was like, it's all here. It's like $5 a disc, and I'm like, cool, man. I'll give you whatever the fuck you want. And that was also the same guy that gave me a copy of The Amazing Jekyll Brothers by Insane Clown Posse before it came out. And I thought when I heard it, because I grew up a huge Insane Clown Posse fan, being my family's from Detroit, and I was a big fan of horror movies and rap music. I thought when I got this advanced copy or this fake copy, or a bootleg copy, I thought it was lies. I thought what they were doing was they were putting out a fake album to throw people off of the scent, and then when the
Did
album,
you like it though?
No, I did. I thought
thought it was fake.
I thought it was fake, and I was like, this is like a watered down piece of shit. And it was kind of like what Insane Clown Posse did after that. It was like, in my opinion, they just got worse and worse and worse and worse, even though they didn't start off great. But it was like there was this weird, I always felt like the beat selection was better. And then Amazing Jekyll Brothers came out, and it was like, there was like a couple of songs that I liked, but for the most part, I was like, meh. But yeah, he was the dude that I knew that was like the hacker guy.
Yeah.
Here's a fact. I've never heard an ICP song.
It's okay.
Oh, I don't think it's okay because I consider myself a big music guy,
Oh,
and I
okay.
know who Clown Posse is, and I know about the Boogalos or whatever you
The
call them.
Juggalos, yeah.
Juggalos, yeah. I know about all that thing. I know that they're from Detroit. I know all that shit, but I've never heard one single song. Maybe I have in a movie or something, but
Probably not.
Unless you've seen Demons at the Door, which is a great film.
Wow. They have a song in that?
A+. Yes, they do.
They were on wrestling for a while. They were on WWF.
Yeah, I
back in the
remember
day.
that
with
too.
the oddities. Yeah.
Yes. So about the hackers, there's a thing. I bet all over the world, but in Mexico on Instagram, you can find people that will actually hack into somebody's WhatsApp, and they'll charge you. Oh, you want to hack into your girlfriend's WhatsApp? Sure, give us whatever kind of money, $50, and you'll hack into your girlfriend's WhatsApp or into somebody. Just give us the phone number. We'll hack into it.
Oh wow,
Wow. That's awesome.
So those are hackers,
Yeah, totally.
So yeah, I remember Rotten. I remember was it Faces of Death?
Yeah.
yes,
That was
yes.
That was a
precursor.
VHS, right?
Yeah, it was. Yeah, my dad used to rent those for me and my best friend. Yeah.
Yeah, they're great movies.
There's too much there. There's too much there, man.
He would I mentioned one day, I was like, I want to see a Faces of Death. He's like, are you sure? And I was like, yeah. And he's like, all right. And so he rented us Faces of Death. I can't remember what number it was, but I refused to watch it.
Oh, so you didn't see it?
I refused to watch it, and my dad and my best buddy George, they watched it.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
I wonder if it was the first one has that box with the skull, and it's like Faces of Death. When you'd see it at a video store, it like caught your attention because it said banned in 80 countries or something, and you're like, whoa! And it's about death.
Yeah,
The whole thing is a compilation of death. And
But I
we
think
found out
some
later
of them were fake,
it's
right?
staged.
Yeah.
You found out later
I think-
most of it was staged.
Yeah, I think that it was all staged after a certain point. I think the first one, other than the car accidents or something, or the bike accidents, but yeah, I just couldn't. I was like, nope, I can't watch this.
You never liked watching that, like gore.
I like fake gore.
Yeah.
Okay, like movie gore.
Yeah,
Rob Zombie gore.
Yeah, I love like. I love horror movies.
You weren't a big snuff film fan, right?
No, when things are, I like when things are like I remember as a kid, my mom let me watch pretty much whatever I wanted. Like we had some friends that owned a VCR or a video store, and they would bring over advanced copies of whatever movie was popular at the time, plus whatever I wanted to watch, and so I watched everything. And I remember as a kid, my mom would just kind of like said to me, yeah, everything that you see, this is all fake. None of this is real. This isn't real life. These people aren't being hurt. None of that's real. So as a kid, I understood, right away, I understood, this is all fake.
No. Okay.
So it was actually a good thing.
It didn't traumatize you that much.
No, not even in the slightest.
Were you a big gore guy, Robert?
For like horror movies, but
real gore like rotten.
Broken arms.
No,
and-
dude. Well, I mean, I had a buddy who was in the military, and he showed me a video of like when they were out there, and there was like a human face like just splattered on a wall.
What the fuck?
And that was,
But it was real?
But it was real. And it was one of the most disturbing things I've ever seen. And I don't know. Yeah, there's something about it. Seeing it's weird because there's an element to us that we're like fascinated by that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know if like that's what I like. Yeah, let me see real dudes getting their dicks cut off. You know?
Remember Rotten? It was pictures. You had to wait for it to load as well.
Yes. Everything
was
you had to
just
wait for. You had to
pictures.
wait for, your email. You had to wait for
Pornography.
Yeah,
Remember
yeah.
Net Zero? Do you
Net
guys remember
Zero?
that? Net Zero?
No.
It was like the first free internet. You would put it.
I think I
put
did
in
get
a
the
DVD
CD
or a
or
disc.
the-
Yeah. Well, there's AOL too.
AOL.
and it was free.
I think it was free. They used to have those discs everywhere.
Yeah, the AOL
It's like
discs.
fucking everywhere you would go, so there would be like a fucking stack of AOL discs somewhere. You're like, the fuck?
You've been around with the thrift videos that you do. Have you ever seen like AOL CDs
Dude,
randomly?
I have not in the
Like
thrift.
I have in TJ.
Yeah, you know what? I guarantee that now that you guys mentioned those, I guarantee that next time I go to the swap meets, I'll find them.
Yeah,
There'll be some like Mexican dude that's got a stack of them, and it's like, how much for the AOL discs? $5
pesos. 5 pesos.
Yeah.
Well, it's funny because it's like it's just such a relic,
Yeah.
and there's probably an abundance of them somewhere. Like,
Oh, they got it. There's probably a fucking landfill the size of Machu Picchu, fucking just filled with AOL discs.
yeah,
Dude, so yeah, they had that rotten, which was score. But we're talking about e-fucked. We're talking about inhumanity. We're talking about intensity. We're talking about, those are famous web pages I'm mentioning right now. We're talking about heaven666.org. Okay, so you see the oxymoron there, right? Heaven666.org. Okay, So they used to post up videos, but it was not. They wouldn't post it up. It would be the users, you know.
Yeah.
So it wouldn't be too much gore. It would be more like oddities, weird things, and
right
then
up your alley, dude.
yeah. It was a really fucking good page, honestly.
It's my algorithm on Instagram. It's all just disturbing freaks.
Oh my god.
And then all of a sudden it'd be like, here's a picture of my girlfriend naked or whatever, or we're fucking, and people would love that, right? Oh yeah, that's cool. See you next Monday or whatever, right?
The
And
Wild
more
West
pictures.
of the internet.
The
Yes.
Wild West of the internet.
Dude, yeah.
Is anyone up?
Yeah,
something like that. Yeah, okay, but here's what I'm trying to get at. There was a thing called On Tuesdays where it got a name eventually, but they would post a picture of a beautiful lady, you know, and first picture, beautiful lady, clothing, big old knockers or whatever. Then you would scroll down. Then second picture, oh, she's taking it down. Oh yeah, boom. Third picture, oh, titties out, right? Cool. Fourth picture, oh, the ass. Oh my god, she's hot as fuck. Fifth picture, she's throwing a big old fucking dig, big old fucking
dude.
schlong. It became Tranny Tuesday. That was
All
the name
right.
of it.
Wow.
And people would just wait for it to see which one was gonna be the transvestite, right? Because there would be hot girls, and then, oh yeah, of course you want to scroll down, right? Oh man, she's hot, right? But then you get that big old schlong, and they had that shit. Like if you see it for more than 5 seconds, you're now officially gay.
I think it was meat spin. Yeah.
Wow, they had the meat spin.
Yeah, I love that.
meter.
Like they say that you have to wait till the video starts. Like, so you're purposely looking for Tranny Tuesday, and then you're like you're gay after like 70 seconds of looking at that shit.
I miss
don't
all
know
this stuff.
Yeah, there's the internet. I do miss those days of just when whatever could happen, because I remember on AOL. No, it is better, yes, now, because some of that stuff was like hardcore bullying, you know, and.
I mean, there was a lot more than that. I have distinct memories of the early days of the internet when, especially talking about this kind of shit, like
It's dark.
I mean, yeah, dude, and like I had a friend named Jason who was like, he's like, I got so much internet porn. It was like, whoa, sick, and like he would have like just hard drives of internet porn, and it's like the stuff that was on there like immediately would take like a dark turn, and you're like, oh, this is like. This is not good.
Because that's where I'm going to.
It was bad.
Okay, so Heaven 666, after all the years that fan base, the community, everything was cool. Every once in a while, you would get a donkey fucking a guy.
Yeah.
And boom, the site's down. Sorry, we'll see you next week or whatever because of this asshole, right?
Yeah.
And then somebody fucking posted, some asshole posted a kid.
Yep.
Shit like that.
Yeah, I was gonna say
You know?
that's probably done. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
That's
the
that.
FBI cracked
That's
down.
the-
Yeah. But it's like it sucks that these like dark corners still exist because it's like. But I remember it being like very rampant, and I remember even things like Instant Messenger, and how do you remember AOL Instant Messenger?
Yeah, of course.
And that was kind of like the precursor to Friendster or precursor to social media.
High Five, MySpace, all that shit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
all of it. And I remember like having conversations with people that they had no idea who you were, but you knew who they were. And I remember having a conversation with this person's mother who I went to high school with, and the mom was like talking to us kids. And I knew that she had stolen money from the school. And so I called her out on it, and I like made this whole thing about like, I know who you are, and like I know that you stole money from the school, and I know how you did it. And I just like ripped this person a new asshole. It was a very, very strange time, and just like sending like just the worst shit like to people, like especially like when I was hanging out with this guy Jason, like there'd be other people on Instant Messenger that like email me porno pictures, and Jason would be like, you got it. And so he would send like pictures of like people getting shit on,
Yeah,
like just
yeah.
like the worst, and like or just
I
like,
loved that. That was
somebody
funny.
shitting
You
on
you.
could play
You know?
pranks. I know. Yeah, I do love the strudel, the chocolate strudel.
But like you would prank people that way.
scat.
But yeah, we do the instant messaging, the AOL instant messenger, and friends. We'd send each other just like, hey, check out this band,
Yeah. And it was like,
website, and you could mask the name on there. You could change whatever. It'd be
Yes.
like coolpicture.com, and then they would send each other, shitcity.com with a girl giving a tour to BJ, or like lemonparty.org,
This kind of shit, like honestly, like thinking like this is like a part of the internet that I've kind of forgot, and I just recently watched that Is Anyone Up documentary on Netflix, and it's so weird because I remember that site. I remember going on that site.
Oh, you do?
Oh yeah, big
don't
time.
remember that
No,
one.
well, because Hunter Moore was living in San Francisco for a while and being up there, like
And you were there?
kind of knew who the guy was, and it spread fast. But I don't remember it being a revenge porn site. I always thought it was people that uploaded it themselves,
Yeah.
and that they were leaking their own nudes. Because I knew a guy, and I think that I actually was introduced to the site by a dude who leaked his own nudes.
Oh, okay.
And he was like, dude, you gotta see it. It's like they'll have like all these like hot chicks and like scene bands and
You'll see my dick.
and like, yeah, he's like, I leak nudes of myself. And I'm like, okay, like whatever. And so I checked it out. I was like, whoa, this is crazy. So I always thought it was that. And I'm not really like much of a commenter anywhere, like on Reddit. That's another weird realm. But like, I don't comment on a lot of stuff. But yeah, like this whole thinking about all this stuff and watching that documentary, there's this weird kind of uncomfortable feeling, like thinking about the old days of the internet, Web 1.0 or whatever
It was
called.
crunchy for you?
It just makes me feel super uncomfortable because it was like
is a lot of sick shit.
I remember having a conversation with this girl named Jessica that I went to high school with, and she and I somehow connected on AOL Instant Messenger, and we agreed to like meet, and we knew enough about we knew enough about the inner workings of high school to understand that we were both going to the school, so it seemed safe. And I literally met up with this chick, smoked a couple of cigarettes together, and I was like thinking about it while talking to her, and I told her, I was like, dude, this was super dangerous. Like we had no fucking idea who each other were, and we're like here hanging out. I was like, either one of us could have been some weird creep. And I remember thinking like, this is not a good idea, especially like being she was probably like 15. I think I was like 16.
Yeah.
I think I just turned 16. I was like, I don't know, that whole like thing just makes me feel
The
really
chat room.
strange.
I met them on a wrestling chat room.
My sister used to get kicked out of chat rooms all the fucking time.
Why?
She used to pretend to be all these different people, and she would just say like super derogatory shit to whatever community she was in.
Hell yeah.
She was like the queen of the trolls.
like
and
wrestling sucks. You know.
well, she
and,
was it was not really wrestling, some kind of form of wrestling.
Oh, okay.
Greco-Roman,
Yeah.
maybe nude. But she would go into these chat rooms and just troll people. And I remember like going into my trying to get into my account. And I'm like, why the fuck is my account blocked? You know, like what the fuck? And I had to set up all these different usernames because my sister would go onto mine and then get me kicked out and banned. So I kept having to like change my own shit.
Shout out Roscoe's sister.
She's a fucking nut.
Yo, but yeah, like even remember LimeWire? You
Oh,
guys
yeah.
remember
Yeah.
that,
Oh,
that
yeah.
site?
Bear share.
Okay, well, I used to use Mesh. Was Mesh? iMesh was another one, right?
Didn't know.
iMesh. Well, LimeWire. Let's talk about LimeWire, right? You want to let me download Eminem's new song, right? For
Yeah.
whatever, and you would always get the "My Fellow Americans." It was Bill Clinton. Remember that or no?
It was there was always like traps, right? Like they
There
always
were
had
traps.
it was a bogus thing. So it was a Bill Clinton thing. I think I remember that.
Yeah. It was "My Fellow Americans." If you want to download whatever, please follow MP3 and again. And you were like, "Fuck!" I spent fucking 2 hours trying to download this Destiny Child song or whatever, and you got the "My Fellow Americans." But not only that, a friend of mine who used to download shit like that, he would download Eminem per se or whatever, right? And when he would download it or videos or whatever, it was fucking porn, but for kids.
Yeah.
But really, really bad things. And then after that, there was there was a guy called Ray Gold. Okay. And then I saw a documentary on YouTube about that guy, which was a guy who was recording with kids and shit like that. And they eventually trapped him because he would be on the pictures or whatever, but he would morph his face.
Whoa.
And somehow the CIA or
yeah.
FBI or whoever,
They were probably totally able
unmorphed
to.
it.
Yeah.
And they fucking got him. Thank God.
Wow.
Right?
Where was he? I wonder where.
I don't know.
Like, is
Florida.
it American? Florida. I know.
Yeah.
I was waiting for someone to say that, but
I don't know, but
I hope he's like in hell getting raped.
but
like,
in Mexico, there's a lot of American citizens that go down there and fucking poverty some motherfucker, you know, because I don't know, man. It's just that weird road that happened on those sites. And my buddy was like, dude, fuck, I'm afraid they're gonna come for me. The FBI, I didn't want to. I fucking downloaded Eminem song or whatever.
I mean,
you know?
there's like, I guarantee that the government can get into your computer and look at what exactly you were trying to do and kind of assess that like this was not your intent whatsoever. You know what I mean?
yeah, and that is unfortunate because There was a lot of like traps like that.
But this was happening even pre-internet. Like
Yeah.
I have a story that of two people that I'm not going to mention either of their names because they would be fucking mortified.
Yeah.
One of them is I'm not kidding you, one of our childhood icons.
Wow.
And the other one is somebody that's pretty fucking famous too. And I heard the story that this person would get boxes of vintage whatever. So every day these two would like just get fucking smoke a bunch of weed and they'd get these boxes of miscellaneous shit. And it would be like,
randomly or
like vintage, like true vintage.
Randomly?
No, they were like buy, like the guy was so rich.
Oh, okay.
And like people knew what he was into,
Yeah.
and he would say to somebody like, "Get me like a bunch of clocks from the 40s, or get me a bunch of figurines from the 60s, or whatever." And so they would send him these boxes, and one of the boxes, and a lot of it was just at random because they knew that he would collect whatever. And one of the boxes was a box of vintage erotica, and it was all like porno from like the 40s and the 50s. And they said that like that was happening then too. Like you just put on a reel and it would be like kid shit, and you're like, fuck, dude. It's like
and now you're in possession of that.
yeah, and it's like
now you own it.
and it just came in a box of fucking vintage erotica shit that you fucking bought from some rando, and the fucking rando didn't know what the fuck he was buying. He probably just was like, "Oh, you got fucking old,
take it all."
yeah, cool, that's fine. I'm gonna sell this to so and so." But yeah, like shit like that, where you're just like, that would happen back in the day too. So it's strange.
Dude, my brother-in-law once bought a video store, right?
Mm-hmm.
So he had all these boxes of videos, right? Everything, all the sex.
This is in Mexico?
This was in Mexico, yeah. But he bought it from here, from the States, and all the inventory.
VHS? Yeah.
So he had it in his house, right? And boom, I was searching out. Let me search for a movie, right? And then boom, we got to the box of porn, right? So he had all this porn. Yeah, fuck yeah.
When you're kids and you find a box
Yeah.
of porn, it's like, "Ugh," everybody just turns into a fucking freak.
yeah.
I wasn't.
Oh, yeah.
What do you call that after 6th grade? What is it?
Puberty.
No. But what's the grade
Junior
called?
high?
7th grade.
After,
Junior high.
Okay, so you got 6, 7, 8, 9, and then what's next?
High school.
It goes
Well, it depends.
elementary, middle school, or junior high, and then there's high school.
Junior high, then I guess.
Yeah.
I was in junior high. I don't know. I was like
7th grade, 8th grade.
Yeah, I was like
Middle
16,
school.
17.
Oh, it's high school.
Oh,
Yeah,
high
freshman
school.
year, sophomore
17,
year.
yeah. So okay, so I told my buddy, yo, my brother-in-law, we got porn, we got all this porn, oh yeah, all this
Jackpot.
porn.
Yeah.
Jackpot,
Yeah.
yeah. So what's up? Yo, bring it over. We'll invite some girls over.
Yeah.
and let's watch porn, right?
Lube our buttholes up real fast.
Yeah. So I took two VHSs randomly, right? Okay, cool. So now it's me and him. Yo, so what are we gonna put? Okay, so we're gonna put it on play, and then you're gonna turn on the TV while the girls are here, and we're gonna go like, what's this?
Great way to fuck. Yeah. Oh, what's this?
What's this? Porn. Okay, cool. Well, pop it in. Okay, so we popped it in, right? And you're gonna like this one, buddy. You're gonna like this one. So we're watching, right? And then there's a guy fucking lifting weights, and then this other guy fucking walking outside and looks at him. He goes like, "Yo, you want me to spot you, bro? Yeah, sure. Okay, let me spot you." And he starts sucking his dick, right?
Yeah.
This guy and my buddies and I go like, "What the fuck?" And then I see my buddy. My buddy's like, "What the fuck?" He goes,
You're like this one,
like,
dude.
Fuck, I'm not gonna like school tomorrow, you know?
Oh boy. Yeah. Dude, Manolo was watching gay porn at my house.
Yes.
No, I wasn't. Yeah, you were.
Yes.
I love that, dude.
you.
I had a similar experience. There's so many funny
In the gym.
Yeah, in the gym. Yeah, this guy. I love spotting. You know,
Spot me,
it's my
bro.
favorite thing to do. But there's so many fucking like weird. You know, I remember I downloaded one. It was gay porn, but it was like cowboys.
Oh,
And
yeah.
it was
my
like,
favorite.
we're on the ranch together.
Was this on LimeWire?
It was on LimeWire
Oh,
or
yeah.
BearShare, but yeah, that's bound to happen. I
But
mean,
what was the title?
I think
Cowboy game porn?
No, I think it was
No?
like
Oh.
I think it was like Mavericks or something.
You were just trying to download a My Chemical Romance
Yeah,
video. You're
yeah.
like, fuck. I never had that problem with anything on LimeWire ever because I was always downloading the most obscure bullshit, like the entire Slackers fucking catalog, or like the Shins. The Slackers are a ska band from New York.
yeah,
And
yeah.
Just like, or I'd like download like the Shins or fucking
yeah.
like I was always downloading stuff that no one really was like the people that were gonna put it up.
Yeah, Eminem, Destiny's
Yeah,
Child.
I wasn't downloading that. I was always downloading like really obscure stuff. But you know, one thing that I came across during those time periods, because this is like when people were starting to like produce DVDs on their own. Like bands would like come out with a DVD, you know, like early
video.
like that was kind of like the next evolution.
I don't even
was-
remember that.
Yeah,
Dude, it
bands
was
always
yeah,
had that.
it was
Yeah.
sick. Like all of a sudden, it just became like to produce a DVD of your band
you were
stuff,
doing it.
you could kind of do it. You know, like you would have like somebody would put a little money together, and you'd know an editor, so you'd film a music video that was decent. And then you would just have like clips on somebody's freaking what were those cameras? Flip cams?
Oh yeah,
A flip camera? Is that what they were called?
Yeah.
People would have like flip cameras in the early 2000s, and like that was like like, oh, this is so cool. And then they would put out DVDs. So it'd be like these random. I actually got one over there of a Disneyland ride that came out in 2001 that was a total fucking piece of shit. But somebody made their own clip DVD fucking thing.
I don't remember that at all. You had one in your band?
I wish we did, but we never had any video at all.
Oh,
but there was always somebody that was like really like good with that shit, and they would put these things out.
Hell yeah.
I can't remember what kind of point I was bringing with that, but like the early days of DVDs were fucking
DVDs.
well, just like even the early days of DVDs were really cool because it was this new medium that came out, and you could fit a bunch of shit on there.
Man, I remember that also when I was younger, my sister had a DVD player, but it was big ass disc like this.
Oh,
You guys
Laserdisc.
remember this?
Yeah, laser discs.
It was just like a fucking. It looked like vinyl, but it was a DVD.
Yeah,
Oh, Laserdisc. Yeah.
Laserdisc. Yeah,
Yeah,
They're huge.
that was it wasn't around for terribly long.
No, it really wasn't. They were like, because the quality of it was better than VHS, but it was still not that fucking
not that
good.
It wasn't that convenient.
It
Well,
was
they were
skip.
vinyl.
It would get stuck. I remember. All
Yeah,
that
and then
shit.
you had to flip the discs. I actually have a
Yeah.
Yeah, you had to flip
Middle
them.
of the movie, and you had to
Yep.
turn it around.
That's
I have
so
a copy
funny.
of Under Siege on
Under
Laserdisc. Yeah.
Siege.
That's awesome.
Steven Seagal.
Dude, yeah, you know what's funny is before we totally rid of that subject, but there was a bit I did on Kill Tony when I bombed in front of Too Short. Yeah. I was a little
there.
too Adderalled up. I was talking about staying home to look at porn when I was 14 when everyone else went to see Lord of the Rings. I'm like, yeah, I'm not feeling so good because there's a kid that was like bootlegging porn, right? And I was like, yeah, and so I had my CD or whatever, and I was like watching it, and then I was like, no one's here. Let me explore on the internet. And then there was a lot of pop-ups.
Oh, yeah.
That would happen, and so you're on a site that's normal, but then a bunch of pop-ups come, and they would get worse and worse.
Yeah.
It'd be like grandma porn, and before I knew it, it was a pop-up, and I could see there's a bunch of squares in the middle. It looked like an orangutan on top of a woman, and I just remember being fucking horrified. Like my boner went inverted. I cursed the computer,
That's actually
and then
not true.
Now I just
And she came instantly.
yeah, and no, but now I have and I was saying, I had nightmares about King Louis with a big old boner, like I want to fuck like you, with this big dick.
So that joke just bombed.
Yeah, because I tried to explain that story within
didn't bomb
60
then-
seconds.
Hold on. So there's actually
yeah.
God.
Yeah, there's a lot of word, not great word economy.
God,
with
it was
that
always
story.
so interesting when you would see people go up there and just get to a certain point with Kill Tony where they would forget completely what they were they would have an out of body experience. They'd be like,
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
you know what I saw? I don't know if you saw this, but there's this guy, I don't know, who has this YouTube channel. I don't even remember his name, but he always shits on either Tony,
Yeah.
or you know who I'm talking about,
Yeah.
right? Or Joe Rogan.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
Red
yeah.
Bar.
It's like a TMZ for comedians.
Yeah, something like that. But he picks something that's not even what he thinks it is. Or you see how they looked at him.
Yeah.
Tony, your joke sucked, and you're still doing it, or whatever. Okay, cool. But I saw a clip that they had about this guy that Kill Tony actually edited out. I don't know if you saw this one.
which one? I think I was there.
It was Dane Cook.
I was there.
Yes.
Yeah.
That kid.
That guy was
saw
a
that?
fucking he got kicked out.
I
Yeah.
mean, he wasn't funny. He wasn't funny at all.
No.
I didn't think so. But,
So what did he? I can't remember what he did to get himself kicked out, but he really
he was just shitting on the whole
and
panel.
Dane Cook.
It's-
Yeah.
oh,
like
yeah, that's
your
right, yeah.
girlfriend's like 20 and you're
19
like
and-
40 or whatever.
Yeah, it
and
was-
you, Tony, you're gay or whatever.
Yeah,
and you,
red band, you're fat. It was like-
you're up Joe Rogan's ass or what? Yeah,
Yeah,
it's-
I mean,
it
he
done-
wasn't really even funny, but
No.
he was shitting on them straight up.
it's
not giving
really
a fuck.
coming from a very weak point.
Well, okay,
Right,
so
weak point of view.
what he thought he wanted to do was he thought he was going to go up there and he was going to roast all these comedians on stage.
Yeah.
That's what he thought he was going to do, and he thought that would be a really good angle to try to kill Tony, essentially. And it's like, you better be
Sharp as a
You better be top notch. You better be like,
whistle.
like you got to be
Yeah.
like up there with fucking like, what's his name? A friend of the show.
Well, like Keith or someone.
Keith Carey.
Very,
like,
very, very sharp, like witty.
Yeah.
Yeah. To be, I mean, just to do it, you don't want to go up there.
You're like a little minnow trying to bark at fucking great white
and that
sharks.
kid was literally like tiny. He was a little kid.
Yeah.
and
Were
they
you,
threw
were you
him
there
out.
that night?
No, I wasn't. But
Oh, so
I
they
just
talked
recently
about it?
saw that, and I went like, whoa, they really did edit it out. And I guess
Yeah.
they edited it out because it wasn't even funny. But
They also said it that on that show, they're like, "Oh, well, fuck
Well,
that guy."
yeah,
we're gonna cut it out.
Okay.
And so it wasn't like a weird like bitch move where they're like scared to have people see it. They're like, "No, we're not gonna give this guy
Nothing.
Yeah,
he deserves nothing.
Yeah, honestly, the dude came off as a douche.
Yeah.
Oh,
Did you
his
ever-
his
real,
page hit a YouTube page where he tried to.
so you saw that video of him talking about it.
I saw that TMC video. Like, see, Tony, you're not all that or whatever. This guy, I don't know why he shits on them. But, but he shits on them.
yeah,
Because he was trying. He thought he was going to just go up there and absolutely murder, and it just did not. It did not work out for the kid at all. And then he was saying other dumb shit. Like he wouldn't stop. Like he was just kind of like. He just was so unfunny and so ridiculous. They're just like, okay, we're not getting anywhere. And Dane was like not happy with that at all. And Dane seemed like a super nice guy. Like
the show. Other than that, was like he was super cool to everybody.
Well, and I was walking back to my car because when I park at the Comedy Store, I usually park over by the Pink Dot because there's that lot back there.
Yeah.
So I was walking back, and Dane Cook was like walking like in the next group of people with me.
Yeah.
And there was a bunch of fans that were coming up and like talking to him, and he talked to every single one of them like they were his old buddy. He didn't give like he was like super cool about it, all of it.
Well, see, it's a good life lesson because from that experience when I bombed, it's funny because that joke killed when I did it once, but I only had done it once,
Right.
And it was in front of a hometown crowd that already knew me, and I was different circumstance, but like that's the moral of the story is I only done that once, and here I am going in front of 400 people in the Comedy Store and thousands on the internet, like not ready. Like you want to do the stuff that has worked enough times or just works.
Of course.
And that kid, like if he went up there and like just maybe like to me that's insecurity. Him going, I feel like that's kind of a weakness. Him trying to do that, or maybe it's delusion.
Well,
or
yeah,
just
I
like
think so.
He was like 5 years old though.
Yeah,
You're
20,
right. He was like
young 20s.
Yeah, he was a young kid, but you just learn from those things. Like I learned from that experience. Like, oh wait, like don't ever. Then during the pandemic, we like got back on and rocked it, but.
Yeah.
It's one of those things that it hits you in the balls, and that kid, I mean that it wasn't a good look because it wasn't. He wasn't winning anyone over.
Yeah,
No,
like, exactly. Nobody.
Or himself.
Nobody.
It's like, why waste the time? Why don't you just, if you're funny, go
try
be
it.
funny.
Well, even when I
Right?
saw his video where he was talking about it and how they're all assholes and
he made a video. Of
Yeah,
that.
there's
I didn't see that video.
It was like a
I saw the
manifesto.
TMZ video.
Yeah.
I watched that and it was like, it's like, bro, you were, it's like, he's like one of those people, like you can't even tell him. Like I understand if you were to like the next day put out a video and you're like, yeah, I had this whole idea in my head that I was going to go up there and like, I was going to roast all of them because that's what they do. They roast. And so I wanted to like do that.
Yeah.
And it totally backfired. And then I kept trying to dig myself out of the hole and I just was like in this fucking character.
That'd
and I
be
feel
a
like
different story.
it's like that, like understanding and admitting like that you were wrong or what you were trying to do and explaining and how it fucked up and admitting how bad it bombed. That would be like respectful, but he didn't. He was just like, fuck them and blah, blah, blah. It's like, no, you didn't. You're not going to learn any lessons. Like you or your lessons that you're going to learn are going to be very difficult.
Yes. So you your lesson was
Just
try
be
and do something
prepared.
solid,
yeah,
right?
and just have be in a good space when you want to go up there, and like people kind of just they'll go up even if they're not prepared. I think that you get bit because when you get that just that rush from going up there and doing well, it's just like, yeah, this is awesome, and I got to be seen in front of all the. You have to just really mind your P's and Q's. Like, you gotta just be ready. You know what I mean? And you can learn on that show, and they're cool. Like they're cool to people that sometimes aren't. I mean, a lot of times people aren't quite there. We're all on our way to something, and most of the times they're pretty encouraging, even to people that are kind of obnoxious. But that kid just went full bore.
Yeah,
like,
he didn't
fuck
stop.
You.
Yeah.
Yeah, it just did not.
Yeah, it just surprised me because I was like, "What the fuck? I
and
never saw that."
there
They
is
just
a lot
never
of
wanted
that.
to give him a platform. It was super cringeworthy. It was almost as cringeworthy as that one guy who had the mask on, the fucking
Yes,
that weird
I
guy.
couldn't see that.
Oh,
he was
dude.
weird, dude.
He was sitting right next to me.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he was fucking.
He did
great.
whiteface, right?
He pretty much, yeah.
And did he have the mask on when he was sitting next to you?
He did, and like when he got called up, he was so excited, and like.
Fuck
He was like He was from Africa or
No,
something? Or,
no, he
it was
wasn't.
like a voice he was putting
Oh,
on.
are you talking about Tatenda?
Oh, was it Tatenda?
Who did Whiteface?
Yeah, did whiteface.
Oh, that guy's great.
He did like experimental stuff.
He was
kinda.
awesome. He did
Okay.
characters when he did fucking Scorpio. Get over here!
Oh yeah, that was funny.
he was funny. Yeah, like,
Yeah.
but yeah, he did the. I don't think
Which
the
guy are
Whiteface
you
did.
talking about?
There was another guy that wore a mask. He had long hair. He was like this weird goth kid, kind of
my
like a
God.
juggalo. Super annoying, and he was
Yes.
doing those weird noises. Yeah.
Yeah.
And the guy was like, there's like videos of him on YouTube of like him doing like cocaine and just like dumb, just all crazy shit. It's like, God, it's whole dildo.
He's, I've got 70,000 followers or whatever, right? He was kind of boasting
about like his YouTube following or something.
Yeah.
But he was a total dildo, and he wasn't funny at all.
Fuck.
Yeah, it sucked. That was bad.
Yeah, it's funny, man. I don't know. See, people get like they get that boost, and they're like, "Oh yeah, let me just go up." And it's good just to like, learn from those things. And I don't know. It's good. It's good sometimes to fail, and some people just, like even the roast thing, like you're saying, like a lot of people just see that example, and then they just like run with it, like, oh, I could do what Jeff Ross does, I mean, yeah,
You know, because like thinking about Kill Tony, like I've seen you both like live on Kill Tony.
Live? You saw me live?
I saw you live.
Oh shit.
Yeah. I saw you when you did the Sublime song.
Oh hell yeah.
Yeah, Badfish, right?
Yeah.
And I saw you a few times. In fact, I sat at the table once when you got called up, I believe.
yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
dude.
But you
And-
went with him, right? Or no?
No, it was before we really
we
knew
would
each other.
chill
Yeah.
there sometimes. Yeah.
So I don't remember the sets, but I remember your interviews.
Oh, okay.
And like, I think that if you're a likable person, then that shows in the interview process.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
no matter if your set's good or bad, like I barely remember anybody's good sets.
Yeah.
William Montgomery's good sets, Kevin Clapman's good sets. I remember the band's fucking cracks were just unbelievable.
Yeah.
And the interviews, like I do not remember most of the good sets.
Yeah, I think the interview is really what sells it. And
It does.
that kid, even if he wasn't getting maybe he like reacted that way because the response, he like, oh well, fuck, I'm gonna.
Yeah.
But it's the interview really makes it. You
It
know,
does.
like yeah.
It kind of and Tony's really good about like meeting people on some kind of like even keel, even if like he wants to roast you and roast your comedic, whatever you did comedically on stage. He'll roast you, but at the same time, like there is a moment where he turns and starts asking you questions about you, and like, and he'll go deep, and I do appreciate that.
Yeah. I love it too.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
He is
it
a cocky
true.
fucker.
Yeah, but I think that's. You see, I've seen a couple of comics like that in Mexico as well, which are, I think this is a word, like non-threatening,
Sure.
physically, or visually.
Yeah.
But man, they got that skill, and it works out for them. Because I've seen a comic in TJ that people laugh and he goes, "Shut up." And I don't give a fuck. And people, ha, ha, ha. And fuck you, ha, ha, ha. People laugh. And I'm like, what I couldn't pull that off. 'Cause I'm threatening.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I think. Well, yeah, because like smaller dudes, I think you have to have more of like a. It's like a defense thing, especially because like some of them grow up in like certain situations that are really tough.
Yeah.
It's like a
Like Tony.
survival, like Tony. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, there's tall, roasters, but yeah, I don't know. Roasting isn't my thing as much.
Yeah,
but
me neither.
I do enjoy them. Like I think it's really cool when people can do it well.
And
Like
when can they ad-lib it? Oh, that's fucking. When can they just throw it off the dome?
Like David Lucas is fun just to watch roast people.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like that's cool. He's a talent with that.
It's kind of like I look at roast battling as the same way as battle rappers. Normally, battle rappers are just not that good songwriters.
Yeah.
Like Cassidy was a great battle rapper, but Cassidy was not. I mean, depending on who you ask, Cassidy was not the greatest songwriter.
But that is kind of true. That is kind of true. That's been on my experience as well.
The one trick ponies,
Yes.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy when people can do a multitude of stuff, like the full scale. Yeah.
Is there any American comedians that influenced you? Who influenced you to get into comedy?
Fucking Jesselnick, I would think.
Jizzledick?
Jesseldick, yeah. Which I was shocked. Jesseldick, Jesseldick, you're one of your biggest fans, right? But there's a rumor around that says you're gay.
Is he?
I don't know. I heard it.
Him and Tony.
I heard that rumor.
I heard it right here.
Yeah.
I heard that
Tony
rumor.
and Jizzle Dick.
Yeah.
And which is not bad. It's cool. It's just weird.
Yeah.
It's just weird.
I didn't know he was gay.
Yeah. I mean,
I love that guy.
So-
That guy. I'm in comedy for that guy.
Interesting.
I remember the first time I heard of him.
Mhm.
I've always loved comedy a lot.
would you blow him though? No.
Yes, totally.
Why not? Why not?
At the Manolo comedy. Yeah. So I used to listen actually to Dane Cook.
Yep.
To fall asleep.
Uh-huh.
I don't know why. I think something like we're going to go back to LimeWire. I downloaded by
dude.
accident. Dane Cook's Hilarious. I don't know what the fuck
Mm-hmm.
what's it called. And I would sleep to it, and I would find it so funny. So I guess now I'm into stand-up comedy now, right?
Dude, yeah. Well, Dan Cook was really instrumental in like
Bringing it back.
online stuff, and like,
Yeah.
dude,
Very engaged on MySpace. Very engaged. He would write to everybody.
he made stand up like hip again.
He did,
at
yeah.
that point.
You know what?
Honestly,
Here's the point to that. He still does. Because I went to see him on the improv. Hollywood Improv, and he was very good. And afterwards, I put up a picture with him or whatever, and he would like it. And if I put somebody who would like it again, and I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah,
You
dude.
know?
You know who's like that now? Who's like the kind of successor of that, of being like very like technologically or just thinking about what's going on, is like Andrew Schultz. Like he's
okay.
super up on
yeah.
like the technology and how people are communicating, where things are going. Like that is also, that's what's kind of crazy about comedy now, is like, you know, before you just have to worry about your jokes and how to like, you know, you get an agent who can do that
Yeah.
for you, a PR person, whatever.
Now you got to
But-
be a video editor.
yeah, now
gotta
you
be
have to
all
be
over
an
it.
editor, you have
Yeah.
to be a
Sound
filmmaker,
engineer.
a sound engineer. There's a lot
Marketing
now.
guy. You got to be
Yeah.
everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got to
You gotta
be your
eat
own loop boy.
poo-poo,
You know?
You gotta,
I heard you're fluffer.
yeah. You have to have an orangutan.
Mhm, Yep.
I read something that I don't know if he said it or the guy writing this on Reddit, because I follow Reddit as well. Not a lot of Mexican people do follow
Really?
Reddit. No,
Reddit's a great
it's great.
fucking site.
It's fucking awesome for school shooters.
Yeah.
But yeah, I read something about Schultz that they were talking about his strategy genius, you know, and somebody said like people put out a special, right? They put it out every year. You could get a 1,000 views for in 1 hour. Cool, right? But I put up reels. I can get 1,000 views every fucking minute.
Yeah.
You know, so yeah.
But so I've been doing a lot of reels for the bakery that I work for, and I'm noticing something about reels. And
Let's get reels.
dude, so I got really excited because the first one I put up hit like 14,000 views within 2 minutes. It was just like boom, and I'm like, what the fuck? And it was like 375 likes. A bunch of comments were rolling in, and the more I started to look at the likes, I started realizing that these are all like weird ass accounts in like Middle Eastern countries or like Asian country. Like,
Why?
I think it's a lot of bots.
But why? Why
They
would bots
love
watch your-
bakeries.
Oh, I think it's like either bakery or like the tags that I was.
tags.
It's not even the tags that I'm putting on. It's just I think that Instagram will just like squirt out things they think that are kind of a general thing, and baked goods being one of them, because Instagram can understand it. They know exactly what's in a photo or a video when you post it. Like there's like all their shit is just
They
like
want
telling them.
movement. They want people doing stuff. They want
Yeah.
activity.
So here's the question: they don't like the bakery. They don't necessarily need to buy those bots. Bots will just go through there.
I think it's just that Instagram just shows this stuff to just like random places all over the world, and so those just will get views and likes just organically, and a lot of it's just like bullshit bots. And so I had to tell the owners, I was like, listen, I was like, I know I was excited about reels and stuff, but at the same time, like, these aren't coming from people in Sonoma County.
They're
or
not
these
going to
aren't-
buy your bread.
These aren't coming from California. These are coming from like randos all over the world. Like it's not doing us any good, other than if somebody clicks on the fucking page, I can be like, oh, well, the view counts on the fucking reels that I put up are in the 10,000 range.
Hello, I would love some of your bread.
Yeah, that would be kind of funny.
That
though.
is from
I saw
Scotland.
you on social media.
I saw you on social media. I love it to come down to the USA, California,
And eat some
have a
bread.
Yeah, yeah.
break the bread.
Yeah.
But you know
I love
what?
we're doing just like ambiguous accents.
it's perfect, yeah.
Hello, how are you doing today?
It's actually a very good Russian accent.
I'm ready to break the bread. I don't know what the fuck's even
Russians
that.
are okay to make fun of right
Yeah,
now
yeah, they
because
are.
Stranger Things.
Oh,
you
yeah,
what.
hell
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
that's
the
right,
war,
yeah.
no?
yeah.
Because of the
No,
war.
yeah, I love like 1920s like blackface is pretty much how you can make fun of Russians right now. Like
Pretty
anytime
much.
they're on it, they're like, "Oh, Yasovich, oh my master Vladimir Putin." Like it's like super, just like it's cartoonish.
Yeah,
you know?
it's like Boris and
hello,
Natasha.
Mother Russia. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's all
Would
It's
you
really
guys
silly.
like to go to visit Russia or not?
right now? Yeah, let's go. Let's go, dude. I'm gonna go to Ukraine.
I want to
dude.
be on the
Fuck it.
winning side. What the fuck?
No, my Slavic brethren are going through a lot. You know what I mean? So I don't know.
But would
dude.
you guys ever be interested in going to Russia?
I mean, if I was going to go to a foreign country overseas, I would want to start in Japan.
Oh, okay.
Like, yeah, it's like I would want. I don't.
Tokyo?
I have no interest in going to any other country than Japan. It's like it's very strange.
I've been there. I've been
Have
to
you?
yeah.
Really?
Narita. There's actually a flight that goes straight from Tijuana to Narita, Japan.
Wow,
Whoa.
is that why there's so many Mexicans that are big anime fans? That's
Yeah.
straight flight.
I do not get that.
It's
I do
fucking
not
wild.
Fucking, right?
It's
right?
wild.
Well, it's just a big thing now to be.
But yeah,
remember
but
when
there's
you're
like
an
a
anime-
weird. There's like thing with like Mexican kids.
It's not
Like
even
young
Latin.
Me-
It's
no,
Mexicans.
Yeah.
Mexicans.
Yeah,
Mexicans, yeah, and they love anime. And my buddy Dave owns this store up in Santa Rosa, and it's in a like the neighborhood's a predominantly Hispanic neighborhood, and Dave will have all these weird like little posters that are kind of holographic, and they're the cheesiest fucking things. And he has them. He sells them for $8 a piece, and he'll have stacks of them, and you'll just see the kids like coming in there and buying these fucking things.
Here's your poster of hentai, Ricardo.
It's so
what
weird.
The fuck? Hentai?
Yeah.
Hentai? And that's not the same thing,
It's
right?
so
Hentai.
strange. It's always funny, like when I meet kids that are in their, or not even kids, like people in their 20s, like young 20s, and they're like, they've been raised on anime since they were little kids,
That's crazy.
and they're just like that's all they watch, and all their sensibilities they're hooked,
And
Yeah.
they'll defend it too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They do anime like expression.
You
They can-
dumbass. It's not an orakutu or
No,
whatever.
yeah.
It's a kurakuta or
Yeah.
whatever.
They'll explain the stories to you in like this in-depth detail. You're like, how the English translation of this shit, it's so fucking warped. How are you getting, or even the,
Give me
the
some
Spanish
cookies.
translation?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, and they get it in Spanish too.
Oh, yeah,
They
totally.
be talking in Spanish and shit.
It's like, what the fuck? But yeah, it's a very strange phenomenon.
But yeah,
it's like Mexicans and Morrissey.
Mexicans love, but
Yes, they do.
it's God. Morrissey's God.
Yeah.
Hello.
But what's that better be? What was it?
Yeah, one time I got the pleasure of seeing Morrissey.
Oh, you
at
did?
Coachella. At
Wow.
Coachella, and there was like a kebab stand.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
with a
His
like
favorite.
Yeah, with a Muppet cartoon fella with a chef hat
Well, it's-
making kebabs.
Happy
that's,
dandy.
That's fucking perfect for Morrissey because Morrissey sings like Kermit the Frog. He has that like.
the rainbow.
Why does he do that? A
connection.
fucking asshole.
No,
I never thought of it that way.
no. The best thing about him,
Kermit.
he
Somebody better do a fucking cartoon singing "I'm so sorry" or whatever, right?
Fucking guy, dude.
Dude, well, the best thing is he's notorious for canceling shows, right?
Yeah,
he's a big
he's a
prima donna.
fucking-
And so he has a big thing about like there'll be no meat sold within
Yeah.
40 feet of where I'm playing.
Yeah.
And there was like a random kebab guy that I swear to
Who didn't
God,
get the memo?
Like who's like like making kebabs, but it was like in the middle of the like barricade to the stage, and I'm like, what the fuck? Like who could even get to this guy? Like I felt like it was there. It was weird. So the smoke was directly blowing into
awesome.
Morrissey's face. So he's like coming out and it was like this charming man, dun, dun, dun. And all of a sudden he's all, like he was like melting, and then he disappeared for like 5 minutes, and then he came back and he's like, you could tell they probably all pleaded with him or
It's so
something. He's
funny
like,
to me.
yeah, he's like, there
Wipe
better
it
be
down.
human flesh. Yeah, and he's all, I
He
can't
did that.
bear it. Like it was so funny.
But how
dude.
did he cover up?
Yeah, he's all, like it was like Phantom of the Opera, like drama, you know, like he's all,
That's so funny.
that better be human flesh. Yeah.
So I guess he
Right over here.
in my hometown he played a show at the Phoenix.
You hate him, right? I can tell.
I hate Morrissey. Yeah, I fucking hate him. I don't like the way he sings. Number one, like it just drives me nuts.
Like Kermit.
Fucking
Hand and glove.
shut the. It's like,
But he knows the songs,
I
dude.
do.
Yeah, but like so that bothers me. But when he showed up to my hometown, and in Morrissey's defense, he's kind of right, but not at this crowd. So apparently he was a total prima donna. I guess there wasn't that many people at the show, but he refused to go on without a barricade. So they had to find a barricade last minute.
okay.
So then the barricade went up, and he immediately goes on stage and calls everybody in the town a bunch of fucking hillbilly creep fucking weirdos. Just insults everybody, and people were fucking pissed, and they were trying to jump over the balcony and kick his ass. So he ended up not playing. It was like this really quick fucking thing, yeah. And like I don't think he refunded anybody's tickets. Like it was a whole fucking thing. And
Wow, you
yeah.
bunch of hillbillies.
Yeah, it was just like that was
He actually came down. When was it? Like, I'm thinking 2007 maybe or 8. Came down to TJ
Yeah.
and played a show on TJ.
and there's
TJ
probably
It was
fucking
huge,
500,000 people
Yeah.
just there.
sold out.
Was that
yeah.
like a soccer
second,
stadium? Like
Why do we love him, man? I love him. Why do
Yeah.
we love him?
he's like
I
a
don't know.
romantic, you know what I mean? I don't know. He's
It's
kind
a
of like
very interesting. It's a very interesting
he's an
thing.
asexual romantic.
And it's also like I found that during the scene era, that like the Mexican scene culture was like fucking.
What is that scene?
Scene music was like early 2000s, like My Chemical Romance,
Oh, okay.
or,
Yeah.
or like a lot of
Like
those
emo,
bands.
no?
Emo,
Wasn't it?
yeah,
Yeah,
totally. And
yeah.
like all that stuff was like it was like the kids of the parents that grew up with loving Morrissey. Now they were having these 15-year-old kids, and they
Girlfriend
were all
in a coma.
yeah, they were all like loving all these emo songs.
I'm on life support. and
is that-
So his
my
song-
grandma's dead. Whatever.
I was thinking for a second. I was like, is that a real Morrissey
That
song?
is.
a girlfriend in a coma.
Girlfriend
is,
in
yeah.
a coma.
Fuck,
Yeah.
dude.
Girlfriend in a coma. I
Ketamine
know.
for breakfast. Yeah, just really,
Really?
upbeat. You know,
But and he's not gay apparently, right?
I think he
has a
is,
song
but he's
that says,
asexual.
I love cock. You've heard that one or no?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a good one.
They all go that way, right?
Yeah, I
Bob's
don't know.
big boy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's funny, man. He's an interesting. I remember The Simpsons actually parodied him recently for some reason, which shows how relevant The Simpsons have been.
I haven't watched Simpsons in years.
I love The Simpsons so much, but it's so weird. It's still on right now. Isn't that
Wow.
wild?
Yeah. And it's crazy because there's always footage on his video clips or whatever live, and there's always Mexicans hanging on to him. And he's like, oh, they're all
It's like a
dramatic.
god, dude.
All
Yeah,
dramatic,
yeah.
all dramatic. Yeah.
I wonder if that's why Drake Bell was really trying to break into the Hispanic market.
Yeah, maybe.
He was like,
dude.
there's a gap for me with Morrissey,
Yeah.
so I can get right in there. That guy's a fucking creep. You ever seen that
Drake
guy?
Bell?
He
I
got
don't even know who that
in trouble
is.
or
Is it
Drake
Josh and
Campagna?
Drake?
Josh and Drake and
Oh,
Josh.
you're talking about those guys?
Yeah, that guy.
Yeah,
shit.
they're like older than all of us now somehow.
No,
it's
yeah,
like 55.
He's older. Fuck it.
Yeah.
He's older.
So it's interesting because there was a guy that I knew who produced a lot of his records, Drake
Morrissey's?
Drake
Oh.
Bell, and he said that like he's like, I love that guy, he's great. And then I've heard all kinds of just like the worst fucking stories about this guy.
About Drake Bell.
Yeah, about Drake Bell. Like he's gotten a bunch of DUIs, like public DUIs, and then he was arrested for for like hooking up with this like
Was he Ray Gold?
15-year-old or something? Yeah, he was. Yeah, he was like some 15-year-old. You
It's
know,
crazy that you remember that name.
That was a good callback,
And
dude.
the,
That was a
Yeah.
good callback.
and
Yeah.
the A was a fucking an ad. You know the ad icon,
Yeah,
the special character.
Oh, really?
Ray Gold. Yeah, there's a YouTube fucking documentary on that dude. I think he was German. I don't know what the fuck.
Yeah.
sounds like a German.
Yeah, it was Morrissey.
Yeah, it was.
Dude.
that better be kid flesh.
Yeah.
Oh, my
dude.
God.
Oh man. Well, that was a good way to. Dude.
Yo, but yeah, no, there was a time back on going back on those weird websites. Did you ever hear of that Is Anyone Up website, Robert?
Oh yeah, that was
You
like
did?
big. It was,
Yeah, it was
big
big.
because it was like all the revenge porn stuff, and I remember it was just because people in bands and stuff were getting on it. So it was.
I always
like
thought that was the
known-
platform.
That's
It was
weird.
like just for people like dudes in bands.
like the dude from Moldy Peaches, his dong was on it or
Did you
something.
guys have you guys seen that documentary?
I did.
No,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
didn't.
So funny, Butthole Girl.
Yeah.
Dude, that was fucking
crazy.
great, dude. She was owning that shit for a while.
Yeah, and now she's
I'm Butthole
repented.
Girl. Yeah.
Now she's repented, and the crazy thing is this I don't know if OCD lady fucking just wouldn't let it go.
Oh, she would not let it go. She was this lady of one of the girls whose nudes were leaked.
The mom.
Yeah, so they weren't even leaked. It was Hunter Moore and this dude were hacking into freaking random emails, and this girl was put on there, and her mom was like, "Fuck this, I'm going fucking full throttle," and ended up. You know, it's funny because she kind of changed a lot of like
Yes.
that was kind of what started a lot of You know,
Good shit came out of that.
Oh, yeah.
Because motherfucker was doxing.
Oh, yeah.
Motherfucker was fucking.
Yeah, fucking awful.
Yeah, he was. Yeah,
that
totally
one
telling people
asshole.
that
That was really bad.
Yeah, and just loving it.
Yeah. I don't know, no, because it's sad. You know what I mean? Like some people, it's like privacy.
Oh,
and-
I know where I was going with the fucking early days of DVD, because we were talking about this kind of shit, and I was remembering things like bum fights.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah.
Similar feeling.
Ghetto brawls. Yeah, same kind
Very
of thing.
exploitive.
Definitely,
right?
for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because they wouldn't pay them, right?
no. Well, they would
yeah.
give them like $25
We
and a
beat
fucking,
the shit out of them.
yeah.
Yo, and you guys remember Girls Gone Wild?
Oh yeah, that was the whole thing too.
That
was
motherfucker
huge.
became a millionaire, right?
And then
Yeah, he's in-
all of them got in trouble. Dude.
Yeah, he was in jail for a while.
No one was innocent in
Oh, he
those.
did time.
Oh yeah, he did.
But
yeah.
what was his crime? Because girls were signing all underage shit.
Well, underage, and they were also being fed booze, and a lot of them were drunk when they signed these fucking forms.
Oh,
so it was a
okay.
lot of like super fucking really shady business. That guy was like king creep.
I love the classic Dave Attell joke where he's like, somewhere right now, girls are going wild.
That's fucking great.
But you remember those infomercials?
Yes.
Oh yeah, they
I
were
remember
everywhere.
that with my band, I said, yo, we got to do infomercials for our music.
Just like that. That
Just
would have been
like
so smart.
that.
I did one for my music once like that.
Infomercial?
Yeah, I did an infomercial just like that.
Dude. What were you selling? The DVDs?
I was selling
No,
selling
the
songs on
music?
Bandcamp, yeah. And I was like,
Bandcamp.
but wait, there's more. Like all that shit. I was like, and it was funny because
And
I was
putting
like,
it up late night and all that?
I was like in a park, and I was like, no, I would just put it on YouTube, but like I was in a park, I was like on a swing, and then I was like dancing in flowers, and then I was like digging through trashes and like waving and all this like ridiculous shit. There was a pumpkin that had like a hole in the back, and I like came up and like zipped my pants up
Hell
and
yeah.
focused on the hole in the pumpkin, like just dumb shit like that. Of just like it was like a kind of like Girls Gone. I was like trying to like emulate the Girls Gone Wild style, as well as like the early infomercials of in the 80s and 90s of like, have you heard Rockin' in the 80s? Like the stupid ass. Like,
yeah.
those were great commercials too. But yeah,
Have
there
you
was
heard of lemonparty.org?
yeah.
Have you heard of Ray Gold?
One guy, one jar.
But a lot of those like DVDs were like really there was another one that my rap group was in called Ghetto Brawls, and it was all these fights in the San Francisco Bay Area of like people in the ghetto brawling, and
Like that Raiders fucking the Raiders 49ers fight was like brutal. I don't know.
I
There's
didn't
a lot
see
of
it.
those.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
you speaking of that, there was like, I don't know, fucking 5 months ago, right? Like Raiders, whatever fight, people get really protective about their teams, right?
Oh, yeah.
Well, in Mexico and all Latin America, soccer is
big
the thing,
time
right?
soccer hooligans.
Okay, so in Mexico, it was Guadalajara. You know Guadalajara, right? You heard of Guadalajara? There's a team called Atlas against, I don't know what other team or whatever. So they got into a fight, right? A brawl. But the brawl got out of hand. Did you hear about this? Do you know about
No.
this? Do you hear about it? Okay.
Do you know about this?
Well, there was like 16 people killed. There's videos of people fucking straight up getting other people naked, fucking stomping their faces. There's videos on the internet. I mean, like, I couldn't even fucking understand. I couldn't comprehend, like,
Over
why.
soccer.
Over soccer.
Do you think there's like children at the game? Like,
Yeah, there's family, there's everything.
Yeah.
There's old ladies, there's the videos up online, and it was a big news or whatever. And so the dollar's up again.
Yeah.
People, don't look at that. The dollar's up again.
that's wild.
Oh my god.
That's like a dude. Disney. There was another fight recently.
Yeah, in line.
Where was it?
I think
Was it Disney World?
was Disney
and
Magic
guys
Kingdom.
slapping girls and shit like that,
Well,
right?
that one, yeah, was wild. We talked about that. There was a pretty bad brawl in Toontown.
Yeah, that was
Because Toontown is getting gentrified now for a reason. No, it was pretty bad though. The guy slapping his sister
that was
or whatever
fucking
the
wild.
fuck.
Yeah, whatever was going on.
Yeah,
there.
and then they got banned. But what
Yeah.
was the Magic
this was
Kingdom
like a
one?
family brawl between two families in line, and I guess the lines. I don't know if you've been to Disneyland anytime in the last like year.
No, not a year.
The
2
lines are like fucked. Like,
really?
Yeah. As soon as there's a lot of problems at Disneyland, but they don't. It's against their business model to fix the problems because it incentivizes people to get their add-on services and to pay for all these. Because it's like it'll be $28 a day if you want to ride the Star Wars ride as well as get the Genie Plus service. But what it does is the Genie Plus gives you tips on where to go if there's a line. Oh, you're waiting for this line here. Why don't you go over to this line? It's only 20 minutes. Well, what that does is it takes that 20-minute wait time and immediately jumps it up to 45 to an hour to 2 hours. And Disneyland is not quite good about changing their times now. So what will say, oh, it's a 40-minute wait to ride Peter Pan. And you look at the line, you're like, that's a fucking 2-hour wait.
Oh, okay.
Damn.
And then you're waiting there for 2 hours and you're like, oh, it's at 40 minutes.
Are there any passes like fucking straight front of the line pass or no?
There is now.
Oh, okay.
Lightning
$100
lane,
bucks.
right.
Yeah, but the thing is, it's $20 to start, and you still got to wait a little bit. But what it does, those now are just pushing the wait times way fucking far behind. So it's kind of like a miserable experience. So naturally, when you have fucking people in the Florida sun baking in line for 45 minutes, and somebody's talking about their fucking butthole or dick's itching, somebody's gonna get a little pissed off, and you're gonna have a family brawl.
Family brawl.
In fact, I feel I've gotten yelled at a few times in line at Disneyland for my language.
Oh, really?
Yeah, a few times. Yeah,
There are kids here.
yeah, totally. Like I've been told that. I've like watch your language a lot. Like,
You cannot
things like
say gay.
that. Exactly. Yeah, getting fucked in the ass by a rhino. I think that's when I got cut off. Is that came out on the
Shit.
Excuse me, sir. I'm like, yeah. There are kids here. I'm like, okay, and like your language. I'm like, sure. Like, fuck off.
You know, a lady in a supermarket also told me that one time. Your language, sir. I was like, what? No Spanish. And I was like, oh,
No
sorry.
Spanish?
Yeah.
What?
Mexican.
No
Wait,
kidding.
No, you're joking. Dude.
Wow.
Yeah, what year
I was like, dude,
that?
what the fuck?
Yeah,
Where
was it
were you?
1950? Like,
Yeah, it's
what-
Texas. It's Tejas. Tell you what.
I know
this
you
is a
don't
no
speak Spanish
zone.
here in San Juan, whatever.
Capistrano.
Yeah.
Yeah, let me tell you what. Here in southern Orange County,
Yeah, here in Santa Ana, you do not speak Spanish.
we're changing this place all around. That's not allowed anymore. Go back to your country.
I can't understand you.
Fucking pieces.
Here in Las Cruces, we do not like your no.
I used to get like racist trolls on my YouTube page.
Racist. What
Yeah.
would they tell you?
They would tell me I was a beaner, and like one guy said I was a Tijuana taco bender. I was also told that I was a gang member. It was really interesting.
What if you
When
were a
was this?
Tijuana
What,
taco?
how long ago was this?
This was years ago when I first started doing YouTube, and like,
people would do shit like that.
well, no, everybody thought I was Mexican.
Yeah.
So they would write me all these racist Mexican comments, and I had like a little mustache, like just this little tiny mustache.
The,
So
the Cantinflas mustache.
yeah, just a zip, zip, and I can't grow any hair in the middle, so I just had that and a little soul patch.
We call it the inverted Hitler.
Is that what it's called?
Yeah, when you can't grow in the middle.
I can't.
Well, you could be a conquistador, dude. You're Spanish,
Yeah.
you know. Yeah,
Yeah. But yeah, I used to get all kinds of like fucking people that would just say like racist.
What if
shit.
you were actually a Mexican Tijuana taco bender?
I know.
You're a Tijuana taco bender.
How'd you
what
know?
Would you say? Like, yeah.
Say, come visit me. Yeah.
That was also Morrissey.
Yeah, I was. Oh,
You Tijuana.
They better be made of human meat.
Yeah, well, did you pick cherries today? No, he's
wish
like
Morris-
super racist.
I wish Morrissey would do a cover of Rainbow Connection. That would be fucking great.
Rainbow Connection.
I know.
It's not the same as reading Rainbow, right?
No.
Rainbow Connection.
Rainbow Connection was a Kermit the Frog song.
Oh, shit. That'd be fucking.
Yeah, that'd be
awesome.
weird if Morrissey was just super all right, you know.
He would be.
Skulls are shaped.
Yeah.
No, I don't know.
He'd
Yeah,
be like, Trump, I didn't like everything you had to say, but there was a lot of things that he was right on about.
Sandy Hook never happened.
So Alex Jones is into transvestite
He
porn.
is.
Yeah.
Dude, we've covered a lot on the podcast today. It's pretty amazing. Too.
This is what I was thinking, because they were bum fights, right?
Bum
I'm
fights.
pretty sure pretty sure if somebody would put out restaurant fights or family feud fights or whatever, there's a niche and there's some market for all that
Dude,
shit.
if I opened up Instagram right now and I just like the suggested reels would be somebody fighting and titties. Like there would be two of those.
Somebody
in
fighting
there.
titties.
Yeah. And then it'd be somebody getting their hair cut. And that would be like 3 of the tiles that would show up. It would always be that. It'd be always a fucking restaurant fight, always titties, and and I'm like, I don't even really look at titties on Instagram.
Roscoe, would you watch a video of somebody fighting titties?
Sure, why not? I love
while
that-
getting their
that
haircut?
fucking Fight Club. That scene in Kingpin. Did you ever see Kingpin?
Yes.
Dude, that scene, he was punching the tit. It's so
It's like,
funny.
boom, 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 boom.
Yeah,
Yeah,
just
yeah.
like fucking Woody Harrelson's character
Yeah.
is fighting this chick, and he's just like straight uppercutting this chick's tit.
But it's making like a boom.
That's so
Yeah,
fucking
it's-
great.
Yeah, dude, Fairley Brothers is genius. with that.
Early Fairley Brothers
Yeah.
are genius.
Early furly.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I would
dude.
say that their last one they did that was like halfway decent was
Hall Pass.
I would go as far as what was the one together when they were like Siamese twins?
Oh, Stuck on You.
Stuck on You was like
I
probably
like
when
the
they
Three Stooges too. Actually, that was funny.
I like
Will Sasso, dude.
And I
He's
like
killed it, dude.
Yeah, he's Will Sasso's great.
What happened
Yeah.
to him? Is he still around? Or?
Yeah,
Will Sasso's
he's
great,
dude.
yeah.
He's doing a lot of like
Stand-up or-
He has a podcast. He should be doing stand up.
He doesn't do stand up.
He won't do it, but he's so funny.
Oh,
He's
he
so funny.
doesn't do stand
no,
up?
He doesn't, no.
He's an improv guy.
Yeah.
Oh,
but
okay.
he's
Mad TV.
Yeah,
I remember him.
hilarious, man. One of the funniest people.
Sasso,
One of the
fat
guys that
dude.
genuinely makes me laugh.
You,
like
you
belly
should
laugh.
dude, always. You should see him. There's a podcast he does called Dudesy.
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
see?
Dudesy. Yeah, Dudesy.
I'm gonna look it up.
It's hilarious,
Dude,
dude.
and it's all run by an AI.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
You know what I saw? Speaking of Matt TV people, Artie Lang.
Okay.
Yeah.
But his nose. Did you guys see his
Yeah,
nose?
yeah, it's all deflated.
What the fuck?
Yeah,
Why
yeah.
is
From
He
all
looks-
the cocaine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We got punched too. He got
Did it-
punched
oh,
out.
yeah?
It was already in bad shape because of the coke, but some kid punched
So he was a
him.
big time addict like that,
Oh,
Oh,
crazy.
It's insane. Yeah, it's amazing.
It's
he's
amazing.
alive.
It's very true. Yeah.
and
It's
he would
crazy,
go
dude.
high on fucking on the Howard Stern show.
Yes.
Oh,
heroin.
big time. Yeah. He was on everything.
God damn, I gotta go and look those shows up, man.
Oh, dude, Artie was out of control like for the longest time.
That's crazy.
Yeah, he
man.
just went to rehab again and
Did he?
came out recently. Yeah.
Oh, shit.
But
Well,
he's like taking
went
care
back.
of it. It's just wild to think about. There's a lot of people that are like, I can't believe Artie Lang has outlived all of these people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
because but all the
Good for
power to
him.
him for helping himself, when he needs to.
like
so.
he outlived Norm.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
man.
crazy.
Wow.
Like what
Who would
the
have thought?
Yeah,
Fuck.
cancer's a bitch, dude. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's-
Fucking yeah, Artie Lang. He's a strange bird.
So Robert, you were telling us that you're into stuck porn.
Yes, I
Can you
love
describe?
stuck porn. No, I don't know.
Have you seen any stuck porn?
I've seen snuck porn, but it's not my. It's like you said, like I'm not really into it. If like I don't like those scenarios where it's like
No.
it sounds weird, but I can't get a boner when like someone else isn't into it. So it's kind of weird when they just go up and like, oh, I'm stuck, and like there's got to be like a little nod where like they're into it too. I just can't get in the rape.
Aren't they-
oh,
fantasy.
it's like rape.
Well,
Isn't it?
Sometimes,
Isn't it?
Not
So
always.
it's all like
Well,
so.
it technically is, right? Because
Yeah.
he's like, oh, I can't
Stuck,
move.
yeah.
And the guy's like, oh,
I'll help you out.
Yeah,
Hell,
yeah.
I'll dislodge something. Whoa. It's fucking stupid.
Yeah,
But it's always so like tongue in cheek and almost like this weird like
tongue in cheek.
it's this weird like you're like what the fuck is going on here? Oh, you stuck inside of the
Yeah,
Are
the
you stuck
Brazzers
inside-
film crew, I think, also did Looney Tunes. I don't know why it's
Yeah.
always so like.
and they were also doing all those weird
like
YouTube
sound
videos
effects.
for kids.
Yeah,
It's weird. It's
funny,
like
yeah.
oh, it's fucking strange. And then I stuck in there. Oh, what? And it's like oh
Yeah.
Wait a minute. What's like
Yeah, it's like a.
they actually got the boing sound effect.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
just fucking
When he comes, he does that face,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, like it'll be like yeah, like Danny Dong with his like 17-inch wiener, dude.
Yeah, Danny
the
Dong.
British guy.
Did he get a tattoo on his dick or no?
I don't know, but the funny thing about that is. Sometimes when they reuse a lot of the actors, it's hilarious. Like Johnny Sins, that bald dude. There's like a meme of him where it's like, this man has worked so hard for his family. He's been a doctor. He's been a lawyer. He's been a milkman. And so a plumber.
We're gonna do something like that in our in a YouTube video because Randy's buddy is Alex Legend.
Awesome name.
You've seen him.
You've seen
he's
him,
fucking in
probably.
everything. He's
Alex Legend.
got Alex Legend. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Oh yeah, the Frenchie. So he fucking.
Shout out, Alex.
So yeah.
Legend.
So Randy calls him Frenchie or the Frenchie, and he seems to be a fucking super nice guy. Like sometimes Randy will put him on the phone and I'll like talk to him.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Randy. He is going to be my lube boy today. We're on set. I'm like, yeah, Randy, you gotta lube up my wiener. I'm like,
Fuck.
but it's like we wanted to get him in a YouTube video, and we would be like, I know you from somewhere, dude. And he'd be like, oh, and I'm like, are you my plumber? And he'd be like, no. I'm like, fuck, I know you. Are you my assistant principal? You know? I'm like, I know who you are. What? You're my stepdad. Fuck. How did I know? Like, we had this whole. I wanted to do like a weird gag where everywhere we go, I'd be like, no, that's not it.
You should
Dude,
do it.
that's hilarious.
It'd be funny,
dude.
yeah.
That's
At the
super
end of it, you're my
funny.
stepdad. Yeah.
One of Brazzers' biggest star is a Spaniard dude, a paisan of yours. Your house.
okay.
Was it El Jordi, whatever?
Jordi el niño. Oh, so you're into
Little guy.
Brazzers.
Why is
Jordi
that-
el niño
yeah,
polla.
They have like such a weird like the fetish with like weird sized people. It'll be like a giant BBW with like a guy that looks like he's
He's a Pee Wee Herman, but with a fucking forearm for a
Yeah,
dick,
yeah,
right?
Yeah, I've seen that guy. He's like very small.
Yeah.
He looks like he's like 15. It's
yeah,
like
they
a
could
weird,
like lift him up. It's a weird thing.
It's been strange to see like the evolution of porno since we were younger. It was like porno in the 80s and 90s was like fairly like for the most part fairly like cookie cutter. It was always like at least from what I remember, it was always so like normal. It was like normal ass porn.
Yeah.
And then like as time went on, things just got
freaky.
weird.
Well, they have to compete, right? They have to compete. It's kind of like
But it's like I didn't even know this was a fucking fetish.
Yeah,
like all that
it's
like
so
stepmom
weird.
shit or
Yeah.
like stepdaughter or like I'm like what? I didn't know this was a thing.
Like-
well, we're supposed to work on homework, but I've got a boner. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's weird.
What's like the weirdest porn you've seen?
The orangutan on top of a woman
Wow.
But you saw it.
that we talked about.
So
8
you saw
hours
it
ago.
then.
Yeah, there was-
It's out. You saw it.
No, I didn't watch it. I just saw like King Louis of the Jungle Book on top of somebody.
There's this other, speaking of weird porn, there's this other weird porn that they're fucking regularly or whatever. But when the guy comes, he comes like liters and liters. You've seen that?
No.
But it's not. You can see it's fake. But it's the girls get so fucking sprayed. Oh,
But dude, hey, so do you think you want to try to catch a mic tonight, dude?
queso?
We should probably. I don't know. I gotta take a dump, dude.
Do you?
Yeah, I think
Or you
so.
just gonna sit there
Finally.
and
I've been
fart?
waiting all day, dude.
You
yeah,
just been farting. That's all
I
you've been
know,
doing.
dude.
You're gonna sit
I feel
there
it
and you're
might
gonna
come
fart.
soon.
So you want to take a dump? Yeah.
Maybe, yeah.
And hit
So-
a mic? Wow.
So what?
I
should we
love
cut it short?
today.
Yeah.
I mean, was that short, dude? I feel like we did a lot of good time, right? It was a fun time. This is a great time.
Okay, so
You're cutting it short? What are you cutting short?
My turd, dude.
If you want, you can take a dump. We're gonna keep it ripping.
Okay.
let's keep it
Because
ripping,
when's
baby.
the mic start?
It's fucking 9 already. What the
8.
fuck? Oh, 8. Here's let's wrap it up.
Okay.
I did not mention this, and I should have because I'm here with Robert and of course Roscoe. But yes, they are the Robertland Podcast,
Whoa.
guys.
Yeah, dude.
I
Whoa.
forgot to mention
Yeah,
that.
man.
And yeah.
Sure, that explains all this weird shit on the table.
Exactly, and they loaned us their set. We're at the Robertland Podcast set. I appreciate this a lot.
Dude, we appreciate you, man.
And
Yeah, thank
thanks a
you,
lot.
dude.
Thanks a lot. Thanks for showing me all the nice restaurant places, and
dude.
hopefully I can hit that shit up again.
Yeah.
And you should take me if you ever get to do Chick-fil-A. I'm down for that or In and Out because man,
Well, Chick-fil-A, we probably won't do.
you got your issues or what?
Chick-fil-A, yeah, I'm not crazy.
Well, it started somewhere else.
Yeah, we're only doing California.
Started
But-
businesses.
I mean, I got a list.
Okay.
So, like,
if
if
I
the-
want dibs on one.
If there's something that you're like, oh yeah, dude, or I can tell you, all right, so we're gonna do. There's a ton.
Take me to the Tower restaurant. Eh?
The ones that I don't want, like there's like shit ones like Alberto's. Like I don't know if fucking Alberto to suck my balls. There's places.
There's a place down in San Diego called Lolitas. I don't know if there's one here, but that's good Mexican food. I mean, it's not Mexican food because they use the yellow cheese, but it's good carne asada fries.
You know what I think we should do because it's so. Oh, dude, you know where we should really go, especially because like you guys are like comedy dudes. We got to do Cantors.
Oh,
I don't even know what that is.
We gotta do Cantors, or we gotta do maybe. I don't want to do, even though we got to do it. Mel's Diner, or as I call it.
Oh hell yeah, I've been
Smells.
there.
Yeah,
Been to
so we could do
Mel's Diner.
Thank
Mel's.
you for having me on the pod, Manolo.
Yeah,
Oh, you get to dump. Where can people find you in the bathroom?
yeah,
Yeah, Robertland Podcast, dude. Thank you guys.
yeah.
He's taking a dump, yo.
to take a dump.
Robert needs to take a dump.
That's good, man. I'm glad that it's finally coming.
Yeah.
I'll say a prayer for you. We can also, dude. Speaking of like non-Mexican Mexican food, we go to Tito's Tacos in Culver City.
Let me get over here.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Tito's Tacos.
Tito's Tacos in Culver City. Yeah,
What else do you have on that list? Why won't you do Chick-fil-A?
because we're only doing California.
Oh, but
Yeah.
only restaurants that
Started.
are from here.
Yeah, so that's the podcast now. It's,
Ah,
yeah, it used to be all theme
okay.
park stuff, but after a certain point, we felt like we were hitting a wall, and
Yeah.
we kept like going back to food stuff. And food is like something that like anybody can fucking do it, but it just seemed like a natural progression because of the cartoon characters and the fucking, the play places and all this other shit. And there's so many fast food restaurants that started here in California that like that well is so deep. Where after a certain point with doing theme park podcasts, we talked about Disneyland so many times that it's kind of like we'd have to go real deep into theme parks that we've never been to, and talk about experiences at theme parks that I didn't even know existed.
That
But
would
like,
be so obscure, right?
yeah, and like this way, it's like when we talk about fast food chains, even when we bring up like today, we talked about Taco Bell and Del Taco, which are like everybody knows what those are in the United States.
Yes.
Everybody. But nobody knew that Noggles was an offshoot of Del Taco that ended up getting absorbed by Del Taco later on. Like Noggles is a fucking, that could have been like another huge place. Or like Taco Bell bought Pup and Taco. And the same kind of thing. It's like, I love finding out these weird things about, you know, like staples of the world that started right here in our backyard.
Okay, but we need those restaurants because there's a lot of California restaurants that are not in LA.
Right.
Like the one I just mentioned, Lolitas.
Sure.
Which for me is the best of those Roberto's,
Right.
Betty Barritos or whatever.
And that's why I want to try to focus in on, for the most part, chains. I want to focus in on small chains. That being said, we will do offshoots or one-offs where we'll do places like Lolitas, or we'll do a place like Cantor's where there's only, with Cantor's there's 2 locations, but there's only one, like the original one on Fairfax is a fucking institution. So like I like doing these places that have a rich, deep history to them. Clifton's Cafeteria, that's another one that's like ripe for the Robertland podcast because we can talk about the history of that has crazy history. I mean, they were doing shit in the 50s that nobody was doing. They were taking out full page ads in the Los Angeles Times that were just saying like black people come here to eat and like doing shit. Yeah, dude, like shit that like nobody was doing when they didn't give a fuck. But like I love finding out this stuff about
that's
these
progressive
restaurants.
Though. That
fuck
was
yeah, especially in the
good
50s.
for the time.
Yeah. So
is Carl's Jr. not from here then?
no, they're
We're not
not.
doing Carl's Jr.
Actually, you know what? I think that they might be on the list. Carl's Jr. is.
Because I know it's Hardee's, right? And that's from the East Coast, right?
Yeah.
But maybe Carl's Jr. Because I think it was Carl's over here and Hardee's bought it or something like that.
Something like that. But
Cause
Carl's Jr. is from here originally. But Carl's Jr., so the ones that I have a hard time with are the big ones, like Taco Bell, like Del Taco. And it's because they're so, everybody knows these places. And I like to do ones that are a little more undercover, or just ones that you just don't quite think about all the time.
You're not going to do McDonald's?
We did McDonald's. We did In-N-Out Burger versus McDonald's. So like,
who won? What won?
We basically came to the conclusion of, even though there's menu items at McDonald's that we like more than In-N-Out Burger, we're going to pick In-N-Out Burger every single time over McDonald's.
Yeah.
So we like the fries better at McDonald's. However, the fries at In-N-Out Burger are fucking more than decent. And the burgers are so much better quality.
But wouldn't you say that McDonald's is like the Michael Jordan of fucking fast food chains?
I would say they're like the they're more of the LMFAO of fucking fast food chains.
Why LMFAO?
Because they're like a fucking bastard stepchild to freaking a media conglomerate that was fucking shoveling out dog shit that was digested and embraced by the masses.
The world. So like that's kind of like what I would think that like as far as a musical act goes, it would be like LMFAO. I once heard there's Carl's Jr. in all of Baja, and they're owned over by one family. The franchise, right? Luterot, I think is their last name. They're Mexican, but I don't know what was their background. Luterot, it's not like a Mexican last name, but I think that one in TJ. I don't know if that's the one that sells more in all of Mexico. I would even fucking say the world, something like that. I read, something weird like that had the most traffic or something crazy like that. If I'm butchering it, I'm sorry, but I remember that I read that someplace. I went, what?
Yeah, you're probably right. It's funny what things, just certain places will just hit way harder than other places.
Yeah,
it's some places just don't. They won't develop any traction at all. It's like why?
Yeah, and Carl's Jr. I don't really like.
No, neither do I.
I'll get the Western bacon cheeseburger. And
not your first choice though.
Not my first choice. Yeah. It's like, sure, let's go to Carl's Jr. But sure, McDonald's over Carl's Jr. any day. Any day.
Yeah, but I try not to eat any of those burgers. I try to, if I'm gonna go out for a hamburger or a cheeseburger, I'm gonna go to a place like the Oinkster.
Hell
You
yeah.
know. Oh, by the way, the Oinkster just put out this burger of the month. That's the Taco Bell beefer,
Oh
which
shit.
was the old Taco Bell
burger.
burger. Yeah, so they're like doing a little nod to that, and they're doing their take on the Baja Blast, but they're doing it as a slushy.
Hell yeah.
So they're like doing it with like lime sorbet. Yeah, yeah.
It's gonna be good.
I was looking at like all the ingredients, and I was like, that sounds fucking pretty good.
Yo, be sure to catch that episode, the Oinkster
Oinkster, yeah.
episode on Robertland Podcast, which is out now, right?
Yeah, it's out. Yeah. Yeah.
What else we got going on? Because I saw a channel of yours.
My YouTube channel.
Yeah, I did not know you had that.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Like right now, I saw it, and
yeah.
you were shopping, and you were
Yeah.
getting all this stuff. What's the name of that?
It's called Rosscoe Soletrain. Just pop it in.
Rosscoe Soletrain,
Yeah.
YouTube, and you got this episode with what's his name? The guy with the
my buddy Randy Madden.
Ah man,
Yeah.
he's a character. He's a pretty cool dude, man.
Yeah, dude, I used to work with Randy, and like at first, like he was kind of like real standoffish and didn't really like want to talk at all. And then after a certain point in time, we became like real quick best buds.
Hell yeah.
And so he's kind of like these YouTube videos are very much like inspired by like Jackass
Oh,
in a
okay.
lot of
Yeah,
respects,
yeah,
you know,
yeah.
and like there's a lot of people that go around to thrift stores and to swap meets, and they showcase all what they find on YouTube. And the vast majority of them are super boring. They're super dry. They do provide a service, and like they tell you like things that you wouldn't necessarily like know, or things to look out for,
Yeah.
or you know, just things to avoid, or what's trending in oh, it's just one of the lights. What's trending in like what like vintage clothing, you know? So like what's
Yeah,
hot
what's good
right
to buy
now,
right
yeah,
now.
or what shit's falling off, like stuff that like Tommy Hilfiger and like Tommy Bahama, like those brands that were like as soon as you see them, you buy them. Now it's
Yeah.
like you don't even fucking touch them.
Oh,
Nobody
you don't
wants that
touch
shit.
Tommy
No.
Hilfiger right now?
I mean,
I remember who brought it back? Fucking 6ix9ine.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, but
Right?
like if you find like really cool looking stuff,
Yeah.
then sure. But
It doesn't
like,
even matter what brand it is when it's cool, right? Or does it?
well, kinda like
It does, right?
I always look for
Like
me.
what's hot right now?
Oh, let's see what's hot right now. A lot of like
Supreme still hot?
always, yeah.
Always.
Supreme, fucked,
Fucked? Is that a brand?
FUCT, yeah.
Okay.
Fucked is always fucking hot. All that shit like Baby Milo, Bape, like all that hypey shit that never goes away. Like it,
Babe, right?
Yeah, Bape is like always. I still think that Bape, as far as like the streetwear stuff goes, I think Bape does the best stuff to this day. Like they've always put out cool stuff. You know,
Is there
Nike's
a-
always popular.
Is there a designer behind Bape? Like
It's one guy, yeah. I can't remember his name, but he like started Bape like a long time ago. Stussy is pretty big for the most part, but me personally, I always go for like the rock shirts or like the fucking weird stuff. Like I love to find like I love Raider shit. So my problem is that I buy things that I either think are funny or like really off the wall. Or you know what always goes big too are movie T-shirts.
Oh,
So
okay,
like
yeah.
old movie T-shirts, those always sell for a chunk of change. You know, I had the one that was for the Sixth Sense.
Hell yeah.
I found a Sixth Sense shirt and I sold that thing for I think like $80.
Hell yeah.
I bought a Coyote Ugly shirt the other day for really cheap.
Coyote Ugly. Who
Yeah.
remembers that movie?
The movie too, yeah.
Shit.
Yeah, not the bar, the movie.
You know, I was talking to a friend of mine. You were into movies, right?
Yeah, oh yeah.
You like Kubrick, of course.
Oh sure, yeah, totally.
Yeah, all his movies, right?
Big time.
2001, one of the best
I mean,
films, if not, right? The best, right?
Yeah, it's like I mean I prefer movies like The Shining more. But,
okay.
I mean,
okay. I love The Shining too.
yeah, he was a fucking genius.
But you know what? You saw Ice White Shut, right?
I did, yeah.
Of course. Okay. What was your take on that movie?
When I saw it, I haven't seen it in years, but when I saw it as a kid, I loved it. I thought it was really good.
Okay, so I saw it and I didn't like it the first time I saw it as a kid.
Mm-hmm.
Then I saw it like a couple of months back ago, and I went like, "Yo, I gotta understand this movie," because I remember the first time I didn't understand it.
Because it's probably so weird.
Yeah, it's so weird. Now I'm like, what the fuck is this movie about, right?
Yeah.
So I didn't get it this time either. Oh, it's just a guy that strolls into a I don't know, Illuminati party or maybe or
Yeah.
what the fuck, right?
Yeah, they were getting into weird kinky sex shit.
Right, and just the story, right?
Mm-hmm.
The girl probably is thinking of cheating on the guy, and she's so open about it, and tells him or whatever. Okay, cool. So I talked to this guy, and this guy, shout out to my boy Roberto Portillo. He told me, "Have you ever heard of MK Ultra?" He said, "I'm like, what? MK Ultra?" I'm like, yeah, I think so. Wasn't the Army or Navy experimenting on with LSD for like against the enemy and stuff? Yeah, it's hypnosis," he said. Okay, and he started talking. Remember Nicole Kidman's character? She met this Navy guy, and she was thinking of cheating on her husband. And then she when she was confessing, she said, "And you know what? If the Navy guy would come and tell me to leave, I will leave you and my kid and shit like that." She was hypnotized by the Navy, and the guys are the Illuminati, and it's all about MK Ultra. And there's a big fucking he started going into this deep fucking dive on shit. And I'm like, you know what? I like that fucking theory.
Even if it's not true, it's great to find those theories. Especially the same thing with The Shining. Like people found they were finding all this stuff about how
moon landing, right?
Moon landing stuff. Yeah, it's a great theory. Whether it's true or not is nobody will ever know. But you do
My
okay?
boy singing. I can see that face, man. You ready or what?
You feel better?
You ready to fucking do your stand up?
Yeah.
I am, dude.
We're
that's
still
good,
going
man.
hard, baby.
When's the intermission for this shit, dude?
We're
fuck.
going. We're still
What
going.
time? How long is
shit
this?
is 10
I got a question for you, man. So you're kind of a jack of all trades. Like you do comedy, you do music, you're like into like designer clothing. Like you kind of cross into all kinds. You were into graffiti. Like
Yeah.
you do a lot of different stuff.
This is how I describe my quote unquote talents or
You feel good?
please do a close up on that. Please, you gotta do a close up on that.
Podcast.
17
We're
hours.
going for a record. I know. I'm just kidding. I'm joking, guys. I love you.
We're only-
This is fun. It's probably not that long. It's probably like an hour barely.
Yeah, we're doing good.
Okay.
Please,
It feels like a long time.
please do a close up and put what the fuck he was thinking then in writing, man. Please.
No, well, I mean, I just got a little. I feel relieved.
Good.
No, I feel relieved.
Good.
It's okay. Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm good. I'm chilling, guys.
He literally went like,
this is fun, dude.
fucking Mexican.
No. I think it's funny, dude.
You're like, we're good on this one. I'm like, are we? I thought we were fucking ripping.
Yeah.
Let me just describe this.
Yeah.
This is how I would describe this. Okay, I think that all of us, you, Robert, me, and a bunch of people, are born with something. Is it innate? The word, yeah, that you're good at, like a talent that you're born with it, right? And then
Maybe it's Maybelline.
Yeah.
No.
maybe it's Maybelline. I think that, right? You're born with something that's a godsend, a gift, right?
Yeah.
Then you got this passion, right? Something that's your passion, right? That sort of molds your life, right? And then after that, you got your vocation.
Mm-hmm.
That's the way I see it. Three
Yeah.
things. So for me, for some people, it's singing. They can sing like a motherfucker or whatever, and that's your gift from God, right? Mine was drawing. Since I was a kid, I could draw. I would draw the teacher, the principal, all my classmates, and that's easy for me, drawing. I just see it as a hobby because I don't really like the time spent. It doesn't pull me in like that.
Yeah.
But I can paint, I can draw. That's natural for me. Okay, cool. My passion is film. I love film and everything involved in film. Like when I see a movie, I try to see what the actor's thinking.
Mm-hmm.
Then I go back and see the story. Then what the director's thinking, the lighting, everything. That's my passion. I love film. But my vocation always was, honestly, music. It's just something was always in front of me, like melodies and music. And I try to live my life by the things I like, you know, and surround my people with people that I like. I gotta like something of what they do,
Right.
for me to have them involved in my life. You
Yeah.
know?
Yeah, definitely.
So that's how I live my life.
Yeah.
That's a really good way to live your life. Really, it's like I've always tried to surround myself with people that are like way more talented than me. Like that's like been always like, okay, like I got to find people that are just like fucking like in whatever field that may be, whether it's like, you know, joke writing or like finding what their skill set is and like surrounding myself with people that like do one thing really good. And I've always done that, and I feel like I've been successful at writing coattails, which is I mean that's fine. Like you got to kind of know, you got to know your strengths and weaknesses.
Do you got those three things yourself, Roscoe? You think?
So what was the first one?
Let's say your what do you got? What do you call it? Your talent.
My talent. I would say my talent was always as a kid like playing music. I was always a decent enough bass player to where I could play really well, and then an okay guitar player and a decent songwriter.
Oh yeah.
So I always felt like that was kind of like my talent.
Yeah.
And then what was the second one?
The passion. What's your passion? What moves you?
My passion was always there's a lot of them, you know, whether it was art. I always wanted to be an artist, like a visual artist. As a kid, I wanted to be a stand-up comedian.
Did you ever try it?
No, I've never done comedy.
You should. We got to get him up on stage.
I know
sometime.
Ross could totally kill.
I've never done it.
Yeah.
I was a front man in a couple of bands, and one band that I was in, the singer was always dying in between songs, so I had to like be the front man of the band.
Cover him.
They literally gave me a mic so I could just be the fucking.
And did you
guy
like
that-
it?
Oh, fucking put a mic in front of me any day of the week. I light up.
Let's do that.
my favorite thing to do in the world.
We
dude,
gotta.
dude, Ross.
I have had moments where I've bombed like hard, and like they've been like soul crushing moments that like really
Bob,
have.
like how so? Like singing?
So yeah, there was one point in time when I was a kid where I don't know how, but like me and my best friend, we ended up getting the leads to this children's production of a play, where we were slaves, and yeah, so like me and my best friend, we ended up as the leads. I have no idea. George is a decent actor. I was not good at all, but for whatever reason, and these were like fucking like Northern California theater nerds, like just fucking actor kids, you know. I'm a snake. It's like, oh
yeah.
God.
Oh God. Yeah. I know exactly.
I'm a tiger. Huh?
Did you ever
Yeah.
act?
I've like if I have to.
But did you study acting or?
No,
Or is
like
it-
no. We were just always trying to create dumb shit. Like I was obsessed with public television.
Because that's
Public access.
Public access.
Yeah.
I was like really obsessed with public access as a kid, and we used to try to make videos, but we did, but they were always like, I would love to see them now. I have no idea.
because we know
Yeah.
Robert can act.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Oh,
We
I
just
don't
saw
know.
The Mindless.
Yeah.
Please check it out on YouTube. It's hilarious.
That was actually really good. That stuff is great.
Oh, thank you, dude.
And I like seeing that kind of stuff because it kind of shows where,
Yes.
like the evolution of things, and like with those little seeds and kernels of that stuff was all the tools that people used to like further their own jobs, you know?
Yeah, it's wild, man. I think though, like with all of this stuff, like creative people in general, it's just like you're compelled. You're
Yeah.
compelled to do it.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. Like Kurt Cobain always talked about that, like how lazy he was with a lot of things, but when it came to art and music,
Just
it's
have to
just
do it.
like in you to do it, you know? And I think you find other people that you can play with.
Sure.
We're basically big
We'll facilitate
kids, you know?
that, yeah.
And facilitate that and make and yeah, it's crazy. I mean, yeah, I think as a kid it was just in me to do it. Like my brother and I would make movies with our action figures.
Mm-hmm.
Like we had this one called Star on Top of the Christmas Tree, and it was like a story where they'd have to try to get to the top of the Christmas tree, and like some of them would like die, and it was like funny, and yeah, it's so crazy. Like it's just in you to be creative.
I would always,
You know?
I would say that my passion would be to provoke a strong reaction out of people. Hopefully it's a positive reaction. And that's always been my passion. And I felt like the easiest way to facilitate that, to provoke a strong reaction out of people, for me, the easiest way was to do that with music, because I couldn't do it with visual arts, and I couldn't do it as an actor, or I didn't really have any interest in being an actor, mainly because the kids were always so like dramatic, you know. And they're
Oh,
always
it
like,
was annoying.
yeah, like the art nerd, like the drama nerds to me were just like, I'm not gonna do this class and join the pansexual frenzy. Like this is not, yeah, like I'm not gonna blow Marco and then fuck your girlfriend, dude. Like that's not
Dude,
what I'm.
I auditioned for Home Alone 3. Did you know that?
Did you really?
Yeah, as a there was a big cattle call.
This was last month. Or
Yeah, last month. Yeah. Oh my god.
Part 3.
Yeah, it was no, yeah. Mom, hey, dude, yeah, maybe a Home
Did you
Alone
have to
gay
blow anybody
porn.
for that,
Dude, is there a Home Alone gay porn? We should
There's gotta
look
be.
it up.
Wow.
There's gotta
That
be.
sounds hilarious. But
Mom.
Harry, Harry balls, yeah. With the
fucks the old
sticky
lady
bandits.
next door.
Oh,
lady.
dude, fucking, bro, this is
Yeah.
like when I was watching those videos of yours,
Yeah.
I kept thinking about the early Stella shorts.
Oh, Stella.
You remember that?
Yeah, dude, it was Michael Showalter, right?
David Wayne and Michael Ian Black. Do you ever see the show The State?
No.
The sketch show.
there
They're
was
in like Reno 911 or
Reno 911, yeah.
Reno 911 and
Party Down.
Party Down. One Hot American Summer.
One Hot American Summer, yeah.
There was a lot of
There's
that
like
crew.
there's like a whole crew of
Viva, what was it?
Viva Las Vegas?
No, Viva, the one
La Bam?
Viva Variety.
Viva Variety.
Oh yeah, it was great. Yeah, Johnny Blue Jeans.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
So there was like that stuff reminded me of like that era. I fucking literally today, fucking David Wayne put out this video. David Wayne was one of the creators of a lot of this stuff, including a lot of movies that you've seen before. Like he's a big writer in Hollywood. David Wayne's like, hey, we're gonna put out on DVD the Stella shorts again. So they released it again. I bought a copy of it.
Whoa, dude. Yeah, Stella was great.
Dude, this Stella, I'll never forget the first time in those early DVD production era. I'll never forget when I fucking saw the Stella shorts on DVD, and they got a show on Comedy Central called Stella that was. They just cut the nuts right off it. It just was not. Shit. It just did not hit the way those Stella shorts did. And like when you go back and watch the Stella shorts, there's people like Sam Rockwell. You know Sam Rockwell?
Yeah.
Sam Rockwell's in some of those
He's
one
sick.
of those
He's
episodes.
good.
Oh yeah, Paul Rudd is in some of those episodes. Bradley Cooper.
The comedian.
There's all these
Paul Rudd, the comedian.
fucking. There's all these like big stars that were in those early Stella shorts. It's
So wild.
fucking crazy, dude.
Yeah.
Those were those Stella shorts are so great. I've watched them on YouTube because the only place that you can really find them now they re-released the DVD.
What's on YouTube?
It was on YouTube, and like the quality
I'm
was
gonna have
always so
to
shitty.
watch them. Stella, never heard of it.
Raking Leaves is one of my fucking favorites. It's with Raking Leaves, and there's one about
What's Raking Leaves? Is it a sketch?
yeah, it's a sketch. Yeah, it's with Bradley Cooper.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
Like that?
It's satin. It's dude. But he was young. It's like he was a nobody. Like I'd never seen Bradley Cooper before in my life.
Did you ever see that? Remember Inside the Actors Studio?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Did you ever see
With
that?
Robert Goulet, was that who it was?
Or
Yeah.
James Lipton?
Headfield.
Yeah, it's something. Yeah,
it was
James Lipton. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, here we have like that was a trip.
When you reach the pearly gates and shit like that. Well, there's a clip of Bradley Cooper. I think asking, I don't know if Robert De Niro or whoever, but he was on the student side, on the crowd. So, a question from Bradley Cooper, student of
sure.
the arts or whatever.
Yeah.
Hi, mister, it's a pleasure to meet you or whatever. Bradley Cooper. Then fast forward.
Yeah.
Motherfucker.
Makes sense.
Robert, I want to hear about your Home Alone 3.
Oh, fuck.
Did you nail the shaving cream, shaving lotion scene?
Did you?
Dude, fuck! I just found out Vince Scully just fucking passed away, dude.
Oh, right now?
Oh, he did.
Yeah,
Right
Fuck.
now?
Oh, that joke is gonna fucking not land anymore, bro.
Someone just said that joke.
That
It is gonna blow up.
joke's gonna die.
Do you want to do an impression right here?
Dodger baseball.
Rest in peace. Fuck, that's sad, dude.
Yeah, that's crazy. Okay, so yeah, wow, legendary.
Vince Scully.
Yeah, Vince Scully, man, holy smokes.
How would he break the news? How would Vince Scully break the news about
Of his own death.
man,
Scully death.
Oh, dude,
know,
I
dude.
gotta get. No, you have to.
You have to, man.
Yeah.
Here's Vince Scully breaking the news of his own death.
We
oh my
have
God.
breaking news right now. Very
Robert.
sad news. This is serious, but here's an homage to him.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Vince Scully is passed away at the age of 96 years old with a twinkle in his eye, never forgetting Dodger baseball. Have a good night. I don't know, man.
Yo, rest in peace.
I
Vince
love
Scully.
Vince Scully, man. That's so sad, dude. What the fuck?
Oh, man.
Breaking news on the Manolo
Was he 96
Pod, yo.
years
He was
old?
really old. I don't know if he was 96, but it was hard for me not to want to try to be respectful in there because it's so crazy. I mean, yeah, the guy's a legend, but fuck, yeah, so he passed away. Wow, I
So
did
that's
an
news
impression
right
of,
now.
Yeah, I did an impression of him for forever. But I make him say obscene things like Tommy Lasorda's a fat fuck eating, stuffing his face with Dodger dogs. Like
His
just
fat
talking
fucking
stuff.
face.
Yeah. His pig-like face with Dodger dog. It was always just really
Brought to you by
really obscene stuff, which is so out of character. But yeah, he was the best baseball announcer of all time, dude. It's fucking crazy. Wow.
I would also agree. I'm not
Yeah.
even a baseball fan, but like he's an absolute fucking icon.
Yeah, it's wild, man.
And you know what? I remember I told you, no, I don't know who he is. But I really do know who he is, and I did grow up listening to him as well. I just rewatched the Kirk Gibson
Home run
from the World Series, and it was him who was
Yeah.
who was calling it.
Yeah, and she's on her hair. Yeah, the year of the improbable, the impossible happened. Yeah, in my set, I'm talking about a caveman blowing a load at that point, but because he has so many facts that he shares. Like, in the year 550,000 BC, a caveman named Cum used cum to fend off evil spirits. This game has been brought to you by Brazzers.com. Brazzers, the world's best porn site. Go fuck yourselves, everybody. So I have him say that at the end of the show. But I love Vince Scully. Rest in peace. Wow, that's fucking crazy. So that just happened.
That's a long life.
Yeah, dude.
It's good.
So he talks about seeing Babe Ruth, like getting greeted by all these kids, like bum rushing him. He called, like, when he started, it was Jackie Robinson was on the Dodgers, and he was in Brooklyn. Wow. So there's not many left now, from that time. He was, it's insane, but wow.
What's his name? Like Vincent?
Yeah.
Scully?
Yeah. From,
X-Files.
X-Files, they did that as an homage to him.
Oh, shit.
Vince Carter, I think is his name. Vince Neil.
They would call him Scully, right?
Yeah. When he's not like running people over or whatever's going on.
When you said that, I was like, is it really he's gonna say Vince Neil? I was like, that tracks too.
Yeah.
Guy looks like a swollen booger right now.
Oh yeah, dude.
He looks like the Mucinex guy, right?
He really does.
Look like the Mucinex.
He is the Mucinex guy.
I know. I think I've seen him in a Raid commercial before.
Oh,
Raid. Yeah.
I actually did see Vince Neil in a commercial recently. It was like a commercial in I think it was Canada where he's riding a Zamboni.
A Zamboni. I just saw Kid Rock at a concert kissing Vince Neil.
Was it Vince Neil or was it Trailer Trash Tammy?
Oh, okay. Sorry.
I think it was Trailer Trash Tammy. I mean, I saw that though.
Yeah, I was like, what
Trailer Trash Tammy's fucking funny.
She is. She kissed him straight up.
Yeah, they were like, well, he was like licking her face.
Yeah.
And she was like, fuck it, I'm going for it.
That was funny, man. Well, a sad day for Dodgers fans, for American entertainment all around.
Yeah, for baseball in general. That sucks because I'm a huge Red Wings fan. And Mickey Redmond is one of the announcers for the Red Wings. He played for the Red Wings back in the day, and now he's been one of their announcers for years. And it would be a very sad day when Mickey Redmond passes. So Vince Scully was on a completely different level of that. Like he was top tier.
May you rest in peace. What was the cause? Like just old age, or what?
AIDS.
Yeah, probably AIDS.
Old AIDS.
No, yeah.
He died of old age.
he was 94. So
that's a long road.
Yeah. But yeah, he called the games from the late 40s to like 2016. So it's kind of insane. Yeah. But dude, all the props to Vinny. It's crazy. My grandfather used to fall asleep to the games and he loved the games. He's from the East Coast, but he moved out here. So it was the Dodgers. They were a big league team, and now they're here. So, of course, he was a huge Dodger fan. But he'd always, fall asleep with the games on. And then I would just start emulating his voice because I got the cadence, a little bit. But it's wild, man. Yeah. I think, that's the whole thing about the Dodgers is really that the history and Vince Scully and Jackie Robinson, all this stuff is what really drew me to them. It wasn't even just the fact that I lived in a proximity of them. It was just their story, some of the amazing people like Vince Scully. So it is wild. But dude, it's fucking nuts. Because he called football, he called baseball. I mean, he called so many games. But
he's loaded, right?
Fuck yeah, dude.
Oh, dude, yeah, he was set, man. And people say his wife passed away, I think 2 years ago or a year ago. Because I know that they say usually when your loved one, it's only a matter of time,
Yeah,
but
I was actually thinking about this the other day. A friend of mine had just lost her sister. Her sister was not that old at all, and I was thinking about all the death that I experienced as a kid, of my family members and people that I knew, and how that impact it's like they say oh, you heal. It's you really never really heal from those sudden and drastic losses, especially when it comes to your love, your family members that you love. It's
very, a part of you, right?
It's weird how that stuff just crush. There's a part of you that just fucking dies as well. Exactly. And I could see how probably Vin Scully was after his wife died. He probably fucking fell apart pretty quick. It's the same thing with Gordie Howe, who was one of the best hockey players. As soon as his wife died, it wasn't that long before the wheels
That
started
happens
coming
a
off.
lot. And you know what? Like, I don't know why I'm thinking of Regis Philbin.
Yeah.
Long life. But an aunt of mine who lives here in Hollywood. She's married to my uncle, of course, right? My uncle has Alzheimer's.
Yeah.
And she was the only one that he recognized. And she was the only one that also.
It's not funny about Alzheimer's at all. I'm so sorry. I just.
No, please say.
I know. I was spaced out for a second.
The thing is that she used to. She's the only one that took care of him, and she just died like last week.
Shit.
Oh fuck, man! I'm sorry to
And
hear
he
that.
was taking it hard, dude.
Yeah.
I went to the funeral. Yeah.
Yeah, that's awful,
He
man.
kneeled on her picture and shit.
And
like
he
that.
has Alzheimer's.
And he has Alzheimer's, dude.
Wow.
Yeah, that's crazy,
So
man.
long life to my uncle as well. But
Yeah.
fuck, dude.
That's a rough life.
That's a rough life.
Fuck, man. I'm sorry to hear that. Yeah, I don't know. It's wild, man. And I don't know. Vince Scully though. Fuck yeah. Rest in peace.
You just did an impression of him calling his own death. With the camera.
That's gonna go viral.
With my camera on.
I know. I didn't know how to.
but
Well,
why
you were live on Instagram too. I don't know if I told you that part.
Was I?
No, I just kidding.
that's
Whatever.
hilarious. I know people are
That
like
was pretty good though. I will say
thank
that
you.
was good. It's a good homage.
Yeah.
It's an homage.
I couldn't have done it. You're good at it though.
Oh, thank you, dude. Yeah, Matt, Ryan D's brother told me right now. And I was
Rat,
like, oh
yeah.
shit, Matt the Rat
Did
broke
he,
the news.
Did he have like a catchphrase or no?
Oh, he had a lot of stuff that he would say. Like
When a home run, what will we say?
like God, what do you say? Go fuck your mother. No. Yeah, he'd be like, she's out of here. He'd always like. The thing about Vince Scully is he did have catchphrases, but he would let the audience speak, the crowd speak. He did like an amazing job of like putting you in the moment.
yeah.
And he was such a poet with like just his verbal skills. He just knew how to put you there. And what was crazy is he knew everything about the players too. Like he would do research and like tell you about the players, but it was always interesting, his cadence and everything. I mean, it's really hard to listen to other announcers post
After you
him,
hear him,
because I mean, it's the same thing as like Chick Hearn or whoever that was just great. Bob Miller, whoever's
What
just
about
great
Euchre?
at what
Bob
they do.
Euchre?
Bob Euchre is a legend also. He's in
was,
Chicago.
He was a.
Bob Euchre, and
But he was the same thing, right?
Yeah.
What will you call him?
Announcer.
He was an announcer. as well?
Play-by-play.
Yeah, but it's weird. Yeah,
Or was
'cause-
he a player?
No, maybe. I don't know. Probably.
Or a
I don't-
coach or something?
There's some people. I mean, Vince Scully was not a baseball player, but he was, an announcer. But yeah, he has wild stories, man. I don't know. It's crazy. There's gonna be a lot of interesting stuff coming out. He lived a long life.
There's
so.
there's a hockey announcer that kind of has the same kind of like everybody loves him in hockey. His name's Rick Jenneret.
Uh-huh.
And normally when you announce hockey, there's one guy that does play-by-play and there's another guy that's called the color commentator. Color guy just kind of gives his opinion, like rallies up the home team and all that shit. But Rick Jenneret calls both the play-by-play and does the color commentary. And he did for years. And he went to retire like 10 years ago. And I guess the Buffalo Sabres, he's in Buffalo. Buffalo Sabres like begged him to do just the home games. So then he started just doing only the home games. And like when you listen to him, I guarantee that you've seen a hockey clip before that's got Rick Jenneret just going off. But like when you listen to this guy call games, it's like there's fucking nobody that does it like Rick Jenneret. Like I know his fucking name and he's in Buffalo and I could give a fuck about the Sabres.
Mm-hmm.
Could give a single fuck. I don't know. I could probably name a couple players in the Sabres, but Rick Jenneret is like the fucking dude. Actually, I have a really cool fucking Sabres jersey in the room over here.
The Sabres, are they any good?
No, they're trash. They've been trash. I actually feel bad for the Sabres because they've been trash for so long and they've never been able to win a Stanley Cup. They came close one year, but they've just never been able to do it.
We need a Mexican hockey team.
That would be so
That'd
awesome.
be so rad. Yeah.
God, if there was a team in like
The Nopales.
no pala. Yeah, or the Sabatos. Like that would be great.
The Sonora Sabatos.
Yeah.
What's a sabato?
Sabatos. I think is it shoes?
Oh, zapato.
Yeah,
Sabato.
Sabato.
Yeah.
Zapato.
Yeah. Sabato.
Zapato.
Sabato.
Like Pedro.
Sabato.
Oh, zapatos.
Zapato.
Yeah,
Oh.
Zapato. And then what's cheap?
Cheap in Spanish?
Yeah.
Cheap?
Cheap.
Barato?
Barato, yeah. Barato. Yeah. I go to the swap meet, so I.
Oh, zapato barato.
Yeah, so, yeah.
And you're
Dude,
like, that rhymes.
speaking of cheap, there to bring it back to the audition for Home Alone.
Yeah, yes, please.
There was a cattle call, and so there was like thousands of kids. And I
What's
was
cattle call?
Like where you? It's an
Isn't
open
that like
audition.
Black House?
Open audition.
Yeah.
So
It's like a. They've like filtered in the term for.
Oh, okay.
yeah.
like this.
So of course, Harvey Weinstein was behind it. No, I'm just kidding. Jeffrey Epstein. No. No, it was a
Regal.
yeah, Regal.
Yeah.
Shout out to 70 minutes ago when he was on the podcast. Yeah, if you watch the first half, you'll know. But yeah, there was I don't know how my mom heard about it, but we just knew about it, and so everyone would tell me that I look like the Home Alone kid. And
But when he's
Macaulay
30, right?
Culkin?
But when he's 30,
You look like Macaulay
you look
Culkin.
like Macaulay Culkin.
a little bit. I was like
Macaulay
a blonde
Culkin.
kid. That's it. I was just blonde.
Yeah.
And that was it.
You
There
got
was
two
really
arms.
no-
You look like him.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So they were like, "All right, you should go for it." And we went, and it was like
Where was it at?
it was in LA, and there was a ton of kids, dude. You could just see them outside, and their parents, like the weird,
Yeah.
like mom.
You're gonna do this.
Yeah,
You're
yeah,
special.
yeah. And so I was
Fucking white people, dude.
Yeah, and my
the worst.
parents though weren't like that. They weren't. They didn't bring me up that way. But
They called you the gay F word before you went in there. You're a gay F word.
Yeah,
You're
no.
like, whoa.
I mean, they were cool, but they just didn't like. It wasn't the same as like these other kids. You could tell they've been trained since a toddler to like. You're gonna, you're gonna be
Right before you went in, you're adopted, Robert.
Yeah. Well, I was excited because I loved movies, but I was so nervous and I was
Sure.
so terrified.
It's a big deal.
And so we went in there, and there was other kids with me, like two other kids with me.
Auditioning at the same
Yeah.
time.
Yeah, it was strange. And they're like, okay, hey guys, what's your name? And they're like trying to feel you out. You know what I mean? And I was really shy, and I remember just being like, oh, Robert. And then these two other kids, one had the JTT haircut.
Yeah, of
you know?
course.
And my mom would never have my hair like long. If it did, it was always short, So she was like, yeah, I didn't really look quite like him. I don't know. I mean, I was a blonde kid, white kid or whatever. But it was funny because there was people in the line. Like I remember this mom like yelling at her son, like, this is for us. You know what I mean? Like you were going to let us down. Like 'cause she was yelling at him. And then there was a kid with there was a Latino kid. He was like a chubby kid, but he was really brown, and he had like the yellow, but they bleached his hair, dude.
Dude, fuck yeah.
It was like yellow though.
That's awesome. Piss bucket yellow.
And I remember I never forgot it. My brother and I saw it. We looked at each other like, wait. Are they- Oh, I know. Is McGill alone? No, I don't know.
Casa sola.
Yeah, I know.
But how did your audition go? What did they ask you?
Well, so it
was this your
weird.
first audition?
Oh yes. But what they did though is it was really kind of like almost sickening how they like, because they would have three kids. You'd make it past certain processes. It was weird. They'd ask you questions and they would like ask kids. Like it was like Squid Games. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You'd see us get shorter and shorter, and it was just me and two other kids.
Also,
and
so
then,
you made the cut.
well, I made to this point,
Yeah.
and then the other kids like jumped in front of me. They're like, I was Freddie Mercury for Halloween, like, because they would ask you questions, and you could tell that, one kid's like, oh yes, I love Shakespeare, and they were like 8 years old, and then I remember being like, oh yeah, I was the Burger King or something,
Yeah.
I like to smell my own farts.
Yeah, I smell my own farts. Yeah, but they like they it was weird. Like those two other kids, like, the two showboats, of course, like
with
walked
the
off.
hands and shit.
Yeah, and it was weird. Like, oh, thank you, and they just like shut the door on me after that, and it was like
I
it's
see.
just weird. I'll never
Did you
forget
cold
it.
read or something like that, or no? Or just
No,
ask
they
you
just start
questions?
like asking you questions. They're trying to feel out your like personality and like how much like experience you have performing. And I'd been in like a couple plays in school, but it wasn't even like I was pretty young. I was like 12 or 11 maybe. So it was crazy. Yeah.
Did you ever go to another audition?
Yeah, I mean the other like acting gigs I would do, I usually just got in through someone else. If it was like extra work, or it was like student films, or like people that I knew involved.
What did you get to do
What do you-
in acting?
Well, like I just over the years, like my buddy went to USC eventually, so we would do like short films. I was in a commercial. I was in a bunch of commercials,
Oh, really? No,
but weird ones. Like it was
On
all
TV?
like MC Hammer had a reality show. And my buddy Martin and I were in it because Martin was like a professional extra, so he would get me some gigs with him
as an extra.
Yeah, and I was in that movie. It was the last movie to be filmed on Canon black and white film.
Oh, shit.
And it was a sci-fi movie, and it had this guy. Dick. I forgot his name, but
Dick
he was
Miller?
in, no, but he's
Big
like that.
Dick?
He was in Dick Pick Miller.
Big
no,
Dick.
he was in Twilight Zone and a bunch of movies. I know you know who he is. He was in maybe UHF, I think, is like the bad guy or something. But he
I
was
remember
in
that
the
movie.
movie, and it was his last movie, but it was a B movie, and it was called The Ghastly Love of Johnny X. But Creed from the Office.
But you got a
was
role
in
there?
it. I was a featured like extra, so I was in
Hell
it
yeah.
like a few scenes
Hell yeah.
and stuff where I'm like trying to grab Creed.
And do you ever talk as an extra?
No, I mean, yeah, you could like yell stuff in the background,
I
but
remember that I studied acting.
Yeah.
Here in San Diego. John Robert Powers, one of those schools that takes your money.
Oh
you know?
yeah.
Those who go, but they took me to IMTA. It was called. I don't know if you heard of that. You go to New York. They take you to New York. You pay $5,000 to go.
Yeah.
You go to New York and you audition in front of like the best casting agents in the world or whatever, right? So, but looking back, you know what? This is what I did because we had our monologues, right? But this is what I said. I went up and I fucking scratched the monologue. No, fuck the monologue. So I went up and I went like, hello, my name is Manuel. And you might ask, how old are you, right? And you see me and you go like, oh, he's definitely 15, right? But then I stand up and you go, oh, no, wait a minute, he's 10. But then I start talking and you go, oh, no, he's 7. You know, and looking back, that was probably like a little bit of stand up, right?
Pretty much,
yeah.
So yeah, I got an agent, and he would send me off. I was 17, and he would send me off like, okay, so this is the role, and I would get to the spot, and it would be you're Roberto. Okay, so I'm Roberto, the dad. What the fuck? I'm
Whoa.
17.
Yeah.
So I never got any. I got industrial films, shit like that. You know what that is,
Oh
right?
yeah.
Yeah.
But I got paid.
Fuck
Yeah,
it. Who
yeah,
cares?
yeah. It was weird. It's everything that I did was very like organic. It was like through my buddy who's like a filmmaker, so I just meet people
Shit
that
would
way.
happen.
I've always done DIY, like just do it myself. So I've like organically just met people through that. It's kind of crazy, and then everyone else that goes straight to the because people just don't know, and they'll go to the like let's take your fucking money. I mean,
Sure.
I've done. I mean, I did acting. I did improv. UCB and stuff. So yeah.
I remember they used to tell us like because we were extras most of the time, right? And they would say if you ever get to talk, or my agent would tell me if the director tells you, yo, you're gonna scream and say help or whatever, you let me know because we're gonna as soon as you do that, you're in the union, baby. We'll sag you. Did you know that? Like if you talk, now you got a speaking role, so now you can apply for the union.
I don't think it's that quick.
Well, it was back in the day. Of course,
maybe.
right?
So
I
that
don't
was like a
know.
weird little loophole that people would do.
Well, I remember that was like 2000, some shit like that.
Yeah, because I remember
Interesting.
hearing it was like you have to get vouched.
You get
the vouchers.
Well, if you got a speaking role, there's a weird thing where it's like you have to have 3 gigs that
are
are SAG eligible
right? Something like that.
until you can get a talking role. But there's like 3 SAG. You have to have 3 gigs, but they have to call all the SAG extras first, and then if somebody doesn't show up on set and they need somebody, then they will go, okay, well we'll bring you in, and this will be count
one
for
of
your
them.
for your SAG extra. But dude, there's people that only do SAG extra shit, and they make a
money.
fucking killing,
Yeah.
and they don't have to fucking pay for food, haircuts, nothing. They end up with some funky shit on their head, but it's like they don't have to do shit.
But
And I guess they just sit around most of the time.
being an extra for me was the worst, man. Always be quiet on set, and just fucking waiting. And do you remember Titanic, the movie Titanic?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was filmed in Rosarito.
Was it
Oh,
really?
wow.
Titanic, yeah, DiCaprio and
Kate Winslet.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that girl. And
Billy
and-
Zane.
Yeah. And there was like a cattle call as well. A bunch of TJ Mexican extras, and they put them in fucking English garments or whatever.
It's kind of rad though.
That's
It's so
cool,
funny.
dude.
It's like,
That's
oh, man,
cool.
James Cameron's coming down here. He's gonna film a big movie.
Yeah.
Fucking one of the biggest.
Yeah, one of the biggest movies of all time.
Yes,
So fucking
yes,
cool.
yes, and that was in Rosarito. Also, because there's a studio back down there, right? Fox Studios.
Oh,
There's Fox Studios in Rosarito, and they also filmed that. What was it called? The with the guy from Gladiator. What's his name? Russell Crowe. The Commander in Chief or something.
Oh,
like
I remember that. Yeah, that was like a in the movie theater and out the movie theater right away.
Yeah.
But it was a big spectacle.
Yeah, well, that was filmed also in Rosarito.
Yeah,
Part of it at least.
Growing up, my mom always used to take me around to filming locations in my neighborhood or in my hometown, and it was trippy because there was this movie called Explorers. It was with Ethan Hawke, River Phoenix.
It's a Joe Dante movie.
It's a Joe Dante movie, yeah. And it's like
Is it good?
Yes,
it's great.
Explorers.
And what's trippy about Explorers is that it starts off as one movie, and then it halfway through it just goes into the spaceship, and it's like a fucking completely different
Really?
kind
I
of
need
movie.
to see it.
It's a great movie. It's so funny and fun.
it's-
If you like the
dude.
Goonies,
Yeah.
Oh, okay, it's fun. It's a fun movie.
Yeah.
Elephantitis of the balls. It's really fucking awesome. But it was
That was
filmed.
a Voodoo Glow Skull song. Remember?
They put that in there.
Yeah.
Fucking
I
A,
got
dude.
elephantitis and the nuts.
So that came
might
from
be it.
Explorers.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
The junior high school that they were filmed at, that wasn't in my hometown, but all of the houses and Explorers were, and some of the like there was a hill that they were in one of the shots that me and my friends used to go smoke weed at because it was like the perfect like outlook of the whole city, and so we would just like walk into this little area and get high up there. But yeah, dude, my mom used to take me all the houses, and then there was like Peggy Sue Got Married, and then Howard the Duck. Howard the Duck was filmed in my
You
hometown.
probably love that movie.
Oh, I loved it.
Dude, I loved it too.
Yeah.
It was awesome. And my
Duck
mom would be like,
titties.
yeah, this is where like the car goes down into here. I'm like, whoa, like, yeah, it was so cool. Like growing up, and she would like show me this stuff. Back to the Future was actually supposed to be filmed in my hometown.
Wow, it was filmed. That scene in Puente Hills at the mall.
Yeah, at the mall.
Dude, yeah, I actually was an extra in Dodgeball also.
Really?
Yeah.
Dodgeball.
Yeah, when I was
That's Ben Stiller, right?
Ben Stiller, and I talked to Ben Stiller and Justin
Whoa.
Long,
Yeah.
and the character actor that plays Bill, he's in Barry, he's in Dodgeball, Stapler.
Mount Rushmore's, right?
Yeah,
Ben Stiller is.
and
Oh, he's amazing.
yeah, and it's so funny because I have a pretty funny story with Ben Stiller because
He's actually Ray Gold.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, that's why he's like stuck porn.
I'd been told that he was that he had dated one of my friend's moms, like just went on like a date or something. And I remember like always being blown away with him. Like, wow, you went on a date with Ben Stiller. And so here's my chance to meet him. And it was hilarious because he was in his like his villain makeup and everything. And I was talking to him real quick, super nice. And I was like, hey, I think you dated one of my like friend's moms. And he was like,
While you were
really?
married.
And he was like, what? And I'm like, yeah, her name's Wendy. And he's like, oh, where'd she live, in New York or LA? And I'm like, oh, LA. And he's like, huh. And he's like, man, I don't know. He's like, I'll think about that. I'll come back. And it was funny because I found out later that my friend was fucking blowing smoke up my ass.
Oh my god.
So yeah, of course. And him and his mom were in on it.
Dude,
Yeah.
that sucks.
Yeah.
But it's
But it's kind of
They
funny because
trolled
I had a
you.
weird like personal moment with Ben Stiller.
Yeah,
where
yeah,
He was
because
like
of that.
genuinely thinking about it.
he's like, Wendy?
Oh yeah, what is that?
You trolled him.
Yeah, but he seemed like he was like, oh, I don't know. And then,
Wendy,
but
probably.
it was funny because a friend of mine who was ridiculous, he was with me. He's the metal dude that I told you about. That's like, I'm a fucking virgin.
Yeah.
He was bothering. God, what's his name? He's the character actor that's in Barry. He's the stapler from Office Space. He's in Dodgeball.
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking
I
about.
forget his name. I feel he's so great. Yeah. He's like
awesome.
Bill and King of the Hill.
Yeah, I've seen a bunch of stuff. He's fantastic.
Yeah, he's great. He's super nice, talking to anybody, fucking real cool. And I respectfully talked to him like, dude, I love your work, like you're awesome. But my buddy, of course, was like, do the stapler.
Oh
the
my
stapler.
God.
And then all these fucking annoying people. Yeah, and it was so sad because I'm like, dude, you guys fuck up moments like this.
Yeah.
Because here we are, we can actually like talk to these people that we
Yeah,
admire, and
yeah.
then some fucker always has to do that.
Do the stapler.
There's
Yeah.
a fucking. When I was at your show with Tripoli, like a few weeks ago, or like last month, I was talking to Tripoli outside, and there was these people that were obviously big fucking fans, like they were hardcore, and one of them was really drunk, and he says to Sam, he goes, "Yeah, all your shit was like pretty bad. Like I never was a fan of anything that you had done, but like, you know, you started doing tinfoil hat and, you know, I really thought like, oh, this guy's onto something now. And I fucking really like what you do with the tinfoil hat, you know, but all your other stuff was pretty like trash. And and like Sam's just sitting there. He's like, yeah, I was pretty fucking high when I did a lot of that stuff. And I'm like looking at this fucking guy and his friends are just kind of like, the fuck? Like I was like, oh my god.
They probably are socially awkward people, right?
They just don't know how.
They
just don't know how to act. And like, I guarantee, in that guy's head, he was like, okay, I'm a big fan of this guy, and I don't want to jerk him off, but like, I want to like let him know that like I really like his stuff, but I don't want to be like that. Like, yeah, everything you've done fucking sucked, but like, there's a couple things that you've done that's really fucking cool, right? You're like, dude, it was so fucking cringy, and like, fucking poor Sam, dude. I was like,
weirder for like, honestly, because. I'm a fan, right, of a lot of people, comics or whatever. But sometimes it's like a fucking panic. Like, yo, I want to say hi. He's right here. It's just like two guys. Like if we're just two guys, like that happened to me with Joe Rogan.
Sure.
Actually, at the Comedy Store, late night. I don't know. It was like fucking 15 people, and I was sitting watching. I don't know whoever, and he sits right right there. And I was like, fuck, Joe Rogan, UFC. Ah, fuck. Wait, that is before his podcast fucking blew up.
Did you say what's up to him?
No. Look, so I was right there, and he was like,
yeah, dude, straight up.
He was like,
Yeah.
like that. No, and I was like, Joe Rogan, right? Whatever. Then when I went to the bathroom or whatever, he was outside, and I was like, hey, can I take a picture? Oh yeah, buddy.
Absolutely.
And he was like,
He, you know, the
He's
thing
the
about
coolest
him,
at the Comedy Store.
Yeah, that is why the Comedy Store feels a little different, I think, is because he is all for like the scene. He's all for supporting like other comedians and comedy. Like he seems like, it reminds me of those like hardcore kids that go to every show and like pick up the kids that fall. Like he seems like a really good guy when it comes to just supporting comedy, you know?
Yeah.
And he seems
he's like genuine.
Yeah,
oh, yeah.
yeah.
I also, like, the last time we went to, I saw Jesselyn and I went like, yo, I just got to do it, right?
You have to.
So he was just like standing there with some other guy not talking, just two guys standing, right? And I saw him and like, man, you think I can fan out and fucking take a picture? It looks like you're going to.
Yeah,
like, sure, let's fucking do it.
And that's cool though, dude. Yeah, it was, I don't know, man. Yeah, it's wild, dude. I remember I saw Grandpa from the Munsters in Vegas when I was a kid.
Wow.
Yeah, he was at the Monte Carlo, dude, smoking a cigarette in the hallway. I'm like, holy fuck, because it's weird because I thought he was like long gone, you know, Al Lewis. I thought he would, but he was still going because he was like younger than us probably when he did the Munsters.
So here's a question that I had that I asked both Daryl and Zach on the Spongeworthy podcast, and I'll ask it both to you guys because I'm really curious about your answers. We'll start with you. What was the most starstruck you've ever been?
I got it. It was actually here in LA, Sunset Boulevard. Fucking 2001. I'm with my manager at the time for my ska band, and I'm sitting with him. We're at the Rainbow. You know the Rainbow?
Yeah,
What is it? Restaurant,
Rainbow Bar and Grill?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm there, eating my Caesar salad, which is great. I totally recommend it. And all of a sudden, Batmobile fucking drives up. Batmobile.
George Barris Batmobile. Was it? It was like the original.
It was like the original.
Yeah.
Who steps out? Do you know?
Adam West.
No.
Michael Keaton.
Slash from Guns N' Roses.
Oh,
Fuck. That's of course it was Slash.
Slash from Guns N' Roses.
In a fucking, was he driving it?
He was driving it. Straight up driving
Dude,
it.
you know how much those? So there's a company that reproduces Batmobiles.
Yeah.
Like the 60s era Batmobiles, and they do them to a T. Like there's literally a flamethrower on the back and everything.
Oh shit.
They're like 200 and some odd grand.
wow.
Yeah,
They're
I bet.
fucking sick. And he probably got it. So Slash's was probably got it from
One of
George
those.
Barris.
Yeah, it's probably like a real one or
Dude,
something.
for sure. Because like George Barris
time.
was the guy who made all those vehicles, Munsters, that Batmobile. George Barris was a local guy for a long time. In fact, I had one of George Barris's little tchotchkes. Yeah, because like little, you know, I have all this bullshit everywhere. So one of my buddies, my buddy Kevin, gave me one of his little. He's like, I bought this at his estate sale. It was sitting on his desk. And I was like, that's fucking cool. So all right, that's a good one, man. Slash.
Yeah. So he fucking alone sits on his table and starts eating or ordering or whatever. And there wasn't a lot of people, and I started, yo, that's fucking Slash, dude. I gotta take a picture. And that time it was like cameras, like digital cameras, and I had one. And my manager, no, Papa, that's normal here, Papa. Don't fucking fan out or whatever.
Yeah.
And I was like, dude, it's like if it was Axl Rose, I wouldn't have given a fuck.
Right.
Because I was such a big fan of Guns N' Roses, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's wild.
I would freak out if I met Axl Rose. I mean, he was such a fucking icon.
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
I do music because of Guns N' Roses.
Really?
Yeah, it's
because of Buckethead.
Buckethead. Dude, I just
he
got
was the fucking
Yeah,
great
he's cool,
guitarist.
too.
man.
Buckethead? Oh, he's the
Buckethead
fucking. I got a
is
sick
fucking-
dude, from Riley. I got
Yeah.
a sick Buckethead shirt. I got a fucking. I just got a poster, a Chinese democracy poster with at the Fillmore. So they were playing a show at the Fillmore, and it's like a 2006 Guns N' Roses poster. It's fucking sick. Anyway, who was the most starstruck that you've ever been?
God, let me think, man. Meeting like Mike Dirnt from Green Day, I was like so stoked.
Oh yeah,
But he's
he's
so
cool,
chill.
dude.
He's very
He's so
disarming.
fucking cool.
Very disarming.
bassist, yeah.
I don't know. I mean, yeah, like Ben Stiller, I was
Is
even
that the
kind of
bassist
okay
or who?
with. Yeah, the bassist.
Yeah, bassist.
I think certain people, like I remember meeting Pat Smear, from the Germs and Nirvana and Foo Fighters.
Oh yeah, I know.
Yeah,
who he is.
I met him and I was like geeking out so bad because I love all this stuff. I love the Germs and I was a punk rock kid. Nirvana, obviously just see all the stuff that he's done. And yeah,
But
he's a
there's
legend.
no clear like.
I'm trying to think of like there's probably when Vegas Vacation was filming I was 11 years old and we were at in Vegas when they were filming it.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember my dad, dude, he lifted me up on his shoulders because I was like 11 or maybe even 12. No, 11. He lifted me up and I could see like Ethan Embry in like the Papa Giorgio yellow like suit, and Chevy Chase. Remember Chevy Chase fucking waving at me, and I was like, whoa, like it was so cool, dude. It's a weird, vivid memory I have, but I remember being like because I loved Chevy
fucking
Chase, dude.
Chase,
Yeah,
dude.
it was crazy. Yeah,
He
that
lived
was
out
one
here in
thing.
California, right? Because
Yeah.
I remember an aunt of mine, my dad's sister. She married this Middle Eastern dude. They had some money, and one of her neighbors. I remember this was in the 80s. It was Chevy Chase.
Yeah,
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
he took his name after the street Chevy Chase.
Oh, real? Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. Because he's from New York, I think, originally. But he was like in Steely Dan
Was he?
for like a minute. He's like
fucking weird.
he's obviously you hear all those things about him, but like just then I didn't know that. I just knew he was Chevy Chase, you know, and so for me, I remember being like, whoa, because I loved Vacation,
Sure.
I loved all his stuff. So yeah, that was cool. There's probably other stuff I'm forgetting. Like,
There always is.
yeah.
How about you, Roscoe?
Fucking, I think the most starstruck I ever was where I couldn't speak, was weirdly with Huey Lewis. The second time I met Huey Lewis. Yeah, I just couldn't.
I feel you, dude. Like him or what?
Because that happens. That happens.
Yeah,
like,
it's like the most like I turned. There's been a few times like
Huey Lewis.
off the top of my
Lewis.
dome, like Huey Lewis the second time. The first time I met him, I was really young, and like all that kind of came back, and like Power of Love was going through my head, and then
That's a song of his.
yeah, it's Back in the Future. And then another time I was at Coachella.
You're addicted to love. Is that him?
No, that's Robert Palmer.
Oh,
But I was at Coachella one year at backstage, and I turned the corner and I ran face to face into Waka Flocka Flame. Now, Waka Flocka Flame isn't like
is that a rapper? Who?
he's a rapper, yeah, but like he's nobody like super special or anything. But like it was just because like his presence, he's this big fucking, he's like this big ripped up, all tatted up black dude with fucking fucking locks, fucking sick dude. Like he looks like $1 million. And I got a professional wrestler. He's like huge. And I got really starstruck when I ran into him.
And who would be like the biggest star you've ran into?
The biggest star, I mean, for me, the biggest star that I've ever, I mean, it depends. Dice Clay, that was a guy
Where
that
at?
like at the Comedy Store one day, I was like, I talked to him. I didn't talk to him, but like I was like from here, from me to you. And I was like standing there. I'm like, fucking Dice is right here.
Legend,
like, it's
dude.
like, yeah, legend. And like growing up, like it didn't get any
People
bigger.
say legend a lot. That's a legend.
He's a legend. Yeah, absolutely. And like, I would say like another person that I kind of got starstruck, which I never should have, but like fucking Paulie one time.
Pauly Shore.
Yeah, Pauly Shore was like, I was at his mom's booth and he was like standing right next to, I was like sitting there and like he was like standing right here and like just watching. I can't remember who the comedian
You're
was.
in
but-
my mother's booth.
Yeah, but he was like, I kind of got starstruck there, but Steve-O from Jackass.
yeah.
I got really, oh, I ran out of battery? Oh, that's fine. I got really, that's all right. Fucking, we'll just wrap it up. But yeah, Steve-O was one that I got really fucking.
Dude,
juiced on.
I saw Tom DeLonge and Tom York at the same time.
That's a fucking
at Stanley Kubrick's
dude
exhibit.
That's crazy.
And I wanted to say something to Tom, but yeah, I didn't. And then fucking.
I met Mike Dirnt too.
Oh really?
Yeah, you're right. He's super disarming, super cool.
Yeah.
Trey Cool was another one.
Oh,
I met Trey Cool.
Trey Cool's cool.
He's cool as fuck, and he was like super easy to talk to, and like he came up to me and he was like, "Hey man, do you have a 9-volt battery?" He's like, "I'm Trey Cool from Green Day." I'm like, "Dude, I know exactly who you are, man." I was like,
did he say that? Really?
Yeah. And I was like, "I know exactly who you are, dude." I was like, and weirdly enough, I do have a 9-volt battery in my car. I'll be right back. And I was like,
Go
"Here
to
you
the
go." I was
7-Eleven
like,
and
thanks,
shit.
man. No, I had one.
Oh shit.
It's weird.
Dude, I'd love to meet Billy, dude.
That's the only one I have met.
I'm such a huge fan of his,
Yeah.
dude. And it sucks because, I don't know. Like people that we know that are older, like they still have that weird like chip on their shoulder about like Green Day getting so big.
Yeah.
You know, some people get so like weird about
Dude, they
it.
fucking worked their
But,
asses
dude,
off,
yeah.
and they were geniuses.
Yeah, exactly. Dude,
So-
Billy Joe's so talented, dude.
Yeah,
I would love
and
to meet him.
for those
dude.
guys to be that level-headed,
Yeah.
it's unbelievable.
Yeah, I
the
know.
fact that we could just walk up to Mike Dirnt and be like, "Mike Dirnt, what's up, dude?" Like that
Who's
was
Mike Dirnt?
the
bass
Mike
player.
Dirnt from Green Day.
Yeah.
Like that moment of like just being able to do that. Hey, what's up, man? Yeah, dude, I was in Petaluma earlier today, fucking around at the Mesa Boogie fucking factory, and like I just came from Fender, and they're like building me my own custom bass. It's gonna be fucking sick. Blah blah blah. Whoa, really? Yeah. Check this out. Like it's gonna look like a fucking blah blah blah. And you're like, he's like explaining like his new custom bass at Fender, and I'm like, how the fuck am I just talking to Mike Dirnt about like about this shit? And he's like super like, yeah, blah, 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 super cool. I'm like, what the fuck?
I
Tom
saw-
Waits was another one too I met.
Shit.
I saw a documentary. I think it was about Epitaph.
Oh, yeah.
Was that a Beverly Legend label or something like that?
It was, yeah.
Epitaph?
It was,
But
well, wasn't it? It was Offspring. Didn't the Offspring start that?
No, Brett Gwiritz, yeah.
But that's what I was.
They did Nitro
a bunch
Records.
Of, a bunch
Gotcha.
of different type of bands like Green Day passed through that label somehow.
Sure.
Yeah, they were on Lookout Records. The
Yeah,
big,
Lookout,
yeah.
That was Operation Ivy, no?
Op Ivy too.
Yeah, I think so,
Green
yeah.
Day. There's cool. I have an old school. I have a Kerplunk shirt that still has the Lookout Records thing on
That's
it.
awesome.
Yeah, dude. Yeah,
Awesome.
because they don't do that anymore. Because
Fuck no.
they had a weird like falling out with like Lookout.
I'm sure there was some weird shady business
Legal
going on,
shit,
and
yeah.
and I'm sure that like all these like record labels that were that was the only thing they had.
Yeah.
That like they're gonna take advantage of that. I remember the same. They didn't take advantage of it, but like what do you call it? Fucking Less Than Jake. You remember Less Than Jake?
Yes, I do.
You okay?
I'm confused at where this is filming.
Oh, the camera's
this,
right here.
Okay.
So Less Than Jake, they did one album with Asian Man Records, which was a ska label out of
Mike
the Bay
Park,
Area.
right?
Mike Park, yeah.
Yeah.
So they did Asian Man. So they had a record on Asian Man Records. Well, that record with Asian Man Records came out right around the same time as Losing Streak, which was like their first big record. And so that everybody was like, "Oh, Less Than Jake." So they all were going and buying this record from Asian Man, which in every Asian Man album that came out or at CD, there was a fat fucking list of all the bands and all the CDs that you could buy from their catalog from Asian Man Records, which put a lot of bands that no one would have ever heard of on the map, such as like Link 80 or Slow Gherkin. All these bands that like, I'd be in Michigan and I'd be talking to people that were from Delaware that would be like, "Oh yeah, Link 80. Oh yeah, Slow Gherkin." I'm like, "How the fuck do you know these guys?" "Oh, because of Asian Man Records." I'm like,
Yeah.
Asian Man. Do you remember Skanking Pickle?
They were on Asian, and Mike Park was in Skankin' Pickle.
Oh, really?
Mike Park fucking. I'm not sure if Skankin' Pickle would put out an album on Asian Man. I don't think they did.
Because it was an Asian dude, right?
Huh? Yeah, it was Mike
Asian
Park.
dude, right?
Yeah, Mike Park. That's him.
Oh, okay.
Same dude.
Korean.
Shout out
Yeah.
Mike Park.
I fucking love Skankin' Pickle.
It was good, right?
Faking Jamaican.
I only remember the first song, the Gas in My Car or something like that.
Yeah. That was
Gas
one
in
of them.
My Car.
Yeah.
Dude, fucking, they had like the Margaret Cho themes. Oh, they put out a Margaret Cho theme song.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they wanted to. They tried to make it the theme song, but it didn't go over well. With
You know
the
what's
label.
sick? Actually, like, there's always on hotel rooms. I stayed at a hotel tonight, yesterday, and they always got South Park. South Park's still fucking running on Comedy
yeah.
Central
It
all
is.
day, every day.
Yeah,
and
man.
what's sick of it is that I used to love Primus.
Oh yeah.
And Les Claypool or
Yep.
Primus, I don't know who did the
Theme song, yeah.
the
It's
theme song.
Les did
Yeah.
the theme song.
Yeah.
That's another guy that I got really starstruck when I met. Like
Oh, you met him?
yo, yeah.
Oh,
I've
shit.
met Les a few times.
Oh shit.
Yeah, because he lives.
Is he weird like that?
Fuck no, he's great. He's
Just a
fucking
guy?
awesome. Oh, dude, he's awesome. He's wacky as all fuck.
Yeah.
Like he was in my shop getting his kid's hair done, and I was basically just the shop boy at the time, and I fucking was like tripping out. I was like, oh my god, I can't believe Les is in
Yeah,
my
I probably
fucking shop.
flip out too.
You know, like
for that
he, when I first got when I got my first bass guitar, I took Bass Player magazine and cut out an EMG pickups advertisement and fucking taped it on the side of my amp. Like I was that big of a Les Claypool fan.
Les Claypool or Primus?
Both.
Because I was a Primus fan, like that hardcore.
I still am.
My name is Mud. Yeah,
Great
dude.
song.
Mud, Frizzle Fry.
Oh, yeah, Frizzle
Tommy
Fry.
the
Dude.
Cat.
Dude, fuck
all
yeah,
that
dude.
shit.
Tommy the
Yeah.
Cat's great,
Save Cheese.
Dude,
Yeah.
Anti-Pop is a great album. Dude.
And it's so funny because Les Claypool, like, that was when he decided not to do Primus anymore, was after Anti-Pop, because he felt like it had just become this corporate thing where they were just bleeding, they were just like a money machine.
Yeah, I lost him with, after Brown album. Remember Brown?
I love the Brown album.
Yeah, that was good. But
Yeah.
after that, I stopped listening. I don't
Oh,
know.
dude.
I just grew out of it.
You know what? Anti-Pop, if you go back and listen to Anti-Pop, there's
It's
some
so
fucking
good, dude.
killer songs on
Yeah.
Anti-Pop.
Remember the one with the three spoons or what was it? When they did that video, like they were like rubbery, and then Energizer did.
It was
thing.
the Winona's Big Brown Beaver.
Winnona's Big Brown Beaver.
Yeah, what was
Yeah,
the
the
name of that album? Do you
Cowboys.
remember?
That was it wasn't Seas of Cheese. That was
Something about C, right?
it was I don't know if it was on Seas of Cheese or if it was
No,
on.
no, it wasn't that one. It was like a crazy digital animation, ugly digital
Yeah, I
animation.
can't tell
It
you,
was
but
like
I know what you're
three
talking about. It was
spoons.
3 spoons.
Yeah, right?
yeah.
On the C.
It's like a weird 90s CG spoons or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they had that sick ass video, dude.
Yeah, Winnona's Big Brown.
Groundbreaking.
Yeah,
man.
yeah. They do. It was the same guys that did the Duracell family,
Yeah, I
whatever the
bet.
hell that
Yeah,
was.
I guess the biggest star that I ever ran into was
Tales from the Punch Bowl.
Tales from the Punch Bowl. Yeah.
Tales from the Punch Bowl.
Yeah, dude.
Here's the biggest star that I ran into was Woody Harrelson.
That's a pretty big one.
Right?
I'd be
Right?
stoked. Was he cool?
Right? No, I didn't talk to him, but it was at a bar at the Chateau Marmont.
Sure.
Marmont,
Yeah,
Oh,
makes
yeah,
sense.
yeah.
So there's like a restaurant and a bar, and on the bar side there was just a bunch of people standing. He was like right there. I was like, "What the fuck? That's Woody Harrelson!" But nobody was doing throwing a fit. So, okay, let's play it cool, you know? That's
Yeah.
motherfucking Woody Harrelson. You know?
Sometimes you got to just take that moment where if there's somebody that you're a huge fan of and you respect what they're doing, you just have to say hi. I did that with Steve-O, and I was really tripped out. And I said to Steve-O, which I'm really thankful that I did, and we'll talk about fucking when this happened to you too. I said, hey, Steve-O, I said, I really appreciate everything that you do. And he's like, thanks, man. And he kept walking, and I was like, you're great. Because I didn't know what else to say. And he's like, you're great too. And I'm like, fucking A, man. And then another time when I first met you, we ran into Brody Stevens.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
hell yeah.
fucking we turn around the corner and Brody's standing there in the fucking hallway, and you were starstruck.
Oh, yeah. I love Brody.
What'd you
dude.
do?
We got a picture with him, and Ross is in the picture
I
as well.
photobombed, yeah.
Yeah.
But, oh, yeah?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
did. I was like, oh, you're like, oh, dude, I could. I was like, get a picture with him.
But did you talk to him?
He's like,
Yeah, for a little bit.
Yeah, you
For
were
a
tripped
second.
out.
I was kind of, it was weird because there's some people that I just really admire. Like, I'd be way more excitable because, like, I met fucking Ben Stiller, who I love, and he's a genius. I love this dude Severance, the show he just directed. Holy shit, mind
That's
blown.
amazing.
It's so good. He's so talented. I love Ben. I saw, but yeah, certain people just like I admire so much. You know, like Brody was a dude that had clear issues with mental health.
Yeah.
But he powered through that and did this stuff. It's very inspiring to me. But he
I've
was
never
someone
seen
that
his stand-up.
he was
God, he's
hilarious.
so fucking funny,
Yeah, he was
dude.
just so funny.
God, he was.
Something out there?
There's a lot. There's some videos of him at the Comedy Store that are just fucking.
Yeah.
Where he's just there's people that are.
Oh no. So yeah.
Do that face again.
No, I was just I'm just laughing because how long have we? This is kind of fun though. It's at this point. No, I don't say that. That's not my. I don't think racially like that. This. Yeah, no. What?
Face was hilarious. Like, oh my god, it was like that.
What? No, but this has been fun, dude. This is fun.
Yeah.
It's like a marathon.
And you know what?
I love these kind of podcasts.
You were talking about Ethan Hawke. Ethan Hawke has some sneaky fucking trippy ass movies out.
Oh, I
Ethan
heard the
Hawke.
new one is like really weird.
Oh,
Ethan
like
Hawke's
Black
great,
Phone?
man.
Black Phone, yeah.
Yeah.
You've seen that movie? It's fucking called, I don't know if it's called Regression or something. Have you guys seen this? It's I don't want to fucking spoil it, but the guy travels in time, but somehow no, you got to see it. If the guy travels in time and he becomes a woman, he becomes a guy, he becomes all
So like
different.
Quantum Leap.
Yeah, it's fucking trippy ass movies. One of the, but it's kind of hard to follow.
I like
'cause
those
it's
kind of
that
movies,
weird,
though. Like Being John Malkovich. I love that movie.
Yeah.
It's like such a weird flick.
Yeah, that was a sick movie. I don't really
So
remember
good.
that much, but
Oh,
yeah,
dude,
I remember.
that's like a fucking watch again. Flick.
Yeah, totally.
Have you seen X?
X?
It's a new horror movie that came out. Do you like horror movies?
Yes, I have someone.
Okay, this one's like a horror movie with a fucking budget. Like it's
X? And is
X.
that new? Where can I find it?
you can get it online, or you can also like you can rent it.
X?
Yeah, X.
What's your favorite horror movie, you would say? Or one of your favorite horror movies?
Dude, one of my favorite horror movies. I like the gore. So I love Terrifier as far as a new movie goes. I love Terrifier. I love X. My favorite horror movie of all time is actually one of my favorite movies of all time. It's Hereditary.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So I love Hereditary. It's like
Great movie.
it's just like it hits on multiple levels. It's just fucking.
What do you think of The Exorcist?
So The Exorcist to me is more of a drama. It's shot and it's portrayed almost as a drama and not so much as a horror movie. As a kid, I thought the special effects were fantastic because it really just felt like it really happened.
Yeah.
But it's not, to me, The Exorcist is not a horror movie at all. It's a drama that like has some horror elements to it. Whereas like Hereditary is a straight horror movie, but it's like crazy fucking horror, like wacky, over the top, wild fucking, possession, sadistic, fucking wild shit. But it's also the story of somebody suffering from a tremendous loss. And I like how they were able to go from a movie where it's like this woman has just lost her mother, and then right after losing her mother, she loses her daughter.
Yeah.
And then it's like the coping of that, and then with all the wacky shit that's going on with her mother's cult that she belonged into, and like how they're grooming the son and all these things lining up. I mean, dude, fucking Hereditary is just a monster of a movie, and one of my favorite horror movie of all time. But I also like, as a whole, if we're talking like, if we just take a horror movie franchise as a whole, Freddy Krueger is like the best horror villain of all time, or character. He's so great.
But does it frighten you? Or did it?
It did.
Maybe
As
for a kid.
As a kid, it was. I didn't find anybody more frightening than Freddy Krueger, and I love that character. And like, there's the first one's great, the third one's great. There's elements of like 4, 5, 6. There's like all these scenes that you can pluck out of there and kind of like, and they're all like tonally different, and they're all like were either executed kind of shitty or like weird. But I like Freddy Krueger as a character.
Yeah.
He's the best.
So I saw this movie which was surprisingly frightening or good. Babadook.
Oh, Babadook, yeah.
Babadook.
That was awesome. Love that movie.
It's a sort of
Yeah,
frightening,
slow
right?
burn, slow burn. Great story, like a great ending. Really, like it kind of throws you through a loop. I really enjoyed. That's a fucking killer movie.
It's good, right?
Oh, I loved it.
Surprisingly cool. And
Surprisingly, yeah.
And no, I guess that movie just got famous for word of mouth, right?
I think so, yeah.
Because
It's an Australian movie or something.
Yeah, I remember seeing no commercial for it
No.
or anything.
But I thought like for like Squid Games, I would consider Squid Games in a lot of respect to be a horror show.
Oh, okay.
Like because all the fucking gore and the blood and the fucking killing and just like that was great. I like fucking shit like that too. Like Squid Games or like Hunger Games. I love the Hunger Games. Like that fucking series.
I've never seen that,
dude. I saw all those movies the fucking opening night in the theater, and I never read the books. I'm sure the books are fantastic, better than the movies. But man, like when those fucking movies came out, dude, they fucking those fucking things hit for me. All the Hunger Games movies.
Which can you tell me either horror or whatever genre, one of your favorite movies of all time?
I mean, like off the beaten path movies.
Whatever, just one movie that everybody's got to see that you would always recommend.
I mean, the movie that I can watch no matter what day or what time or anything would be Back to the Future.
Back to the Future.
Back to the Future. I mean,
what
that's
is
like,
that? What is that? Comedy or what is that?
It's comedy. It's adventure. It's adventure comedy. Yeah, it's like time travel.
You've seen Back to the Future?
Yeah, of course. Of course. You probably love the fuck out of it, right?
I love the fuck out of Back to the Future, right?
Yeah.
Don't you though?
Yeah. It never hit me that way.
I would say that Back to the Future is the perfect movie.
I like the nostalgic side of it.
Sure.
Like right now, I remember watching as a kid and being happy to see it.
I like part 2 a lot.
Part 2 was great. I liked all
Those
3.
boots don't work on water.
You know which one? Is that the Western one?
That's the third one.
I like the Western one.
So
isn't that funny? It's a rare one.
I watched the Western one more than any of the other ones for some odd reason. I like the DeLorean in the third one the most because it had the white wall tires. But what I'm noticing, which is a trip to me, is like, I grew up in the 80s. I was an 82 birth date. So for me, I remember watching these movies that took place in the 50s, and there was this weird romanticization of the 50s that I'm seeing right now with
the 80s.
And it's like the same thing in the same ways things are shot and like how it's like all viewed in this rose-colored glass, and it's fascinating to me, like
Stranger Things is
big time, yeah. And it's like they kind of took the template of like how we viewed the 50s and kind of like put that onto the 80s.
Yeah,
and I remember growing up in the 90s and 2000s being like, man, the 80s fucking sucked.
But isn't that weird? Because the 80s sucked in the 90s.
Yeah.
Then in the 2000s, the 90s sucked. But then it was cool again. Because like right now, probably the 80s,
90s.
The 2000s.
Well, that's coming back now.
Sucked a little bit, but now it's coming back.
Yeah, they're coming back.
Like Backstreet Boys sucked like a couple of years back.
But now like
it's cool.
Well, yeah, and there's also the reinvention of that with all the K-pops bands.
Yeah.
Like that's kind of like the next iteration of that kind of genre.
I want to bring something back from the Back to the Future. Didn't he sleep with her mom? And that's
He
something
did, yeah.
like crazy about that movie?
Well,
he kissed her.
He kissed her, yeah.
And
You're my
no.
mom.
Raw Dog, no?
Yeah.
Wasn't that the whole thing?
Obama.
Mama.
That was a little bit ago. Yeah. Dude,
But why do you say Obama in a low voice?
I don't know. I felt silly. It wasn't. It was a subconscious thing.
Nobody
But
knows the backstory of that.
No,
Like, shit, that's crazy.
But dude,
That's
yeah,
so funny, man.
It wasn't even that big of a deal, but there was that like millisecond of slight hesitation that you're almost saying like a racial slur. You're like, wait a minute, there's black people around here. Is it okay for me to say Obama?
it was
That
like
was
a total
the
sub. Because
funniest
I think I just like sometimes I'm trying. I just don't want to fucking. It's not like there's ill intent.
Dude, it's so great. No, not at all. But it's so great because like I love like when I catch you do stuff like that. I love to just like
You call that out.
shit, like it's just like I'm like, wait a minute, hold on a second.
It was funny though.
But wait, nobody
It is
knows what the fuck we're talking about.
No,
This is
no.
what we're talking about. Okay, so we're the chicken spot, the fried chicken
The
spot.
Roscoe's Chicken and Waffles
which is
in Pasadena,
predominantly black, you could say, right?
I would say that when we were there, it was like 33% black, 33% Hispanic, and 33% white. It was like that. Boop, bop. There was even 3 Asian guys in there. So
Yeah.
it was literally 25% white, 25% Asian, 25% black, 25%
But the
Hispanic.
pictures, what
Yeah.
percentage do you give the pictures?
Black.
Black.
Yeah.
Totally black, right? Totally black.
Yeah, but I
No, I would say 50% black, 50% Hispanic because that fucking guy was in every
fucking
post
dude,
picture.
right?
but
The owner, Roscoe.
And the thing is that he goes like, Robert goes like, oh, look, there's AJ McLean from the Backstreet Boy. AJ. And there's Pauly Shore, hell yeah. And there's also Obama. and nobody said nothing, but Roscoe went like, you don't have to whisper it, buddy.
I know.
That was so funny.
Yeah.
Fuck.
I don't know. I was fucking
It was
crying.
hilarious. It was funny. Yeah, it was
boy.
a funny thing.
I
we call you out on
I love it because I know when I can, like when you're all like when you'll turtle in, you're like, and I'm just like, no, what was that dick pic? What was that all
Well,
about?
I was just something else that made me feel weird. Where I was like talking about, my
And I could
master
tell right.
or
I could tell
something.
right away. You're like, yeah, dick pic showing, and I was like, and you were just like immediately as the words were coming in your mouth, you're like trying to like, well, I should wait on that one. Oh, it's so good.
Yo,
So
one of the movies that I would always recommend. I don't know if you guys seen this, Irreversible.
No.
You've seen that? Yeah, Monica Bellucci, directed by Gaspar Noé. Gaspar Noé.
He's French, right?
He's a French dude.
Yeah, Irreversible.
You need
There's
to
a
watch that
scene in that movie that's really great. It's
It's like 15 minutes.
It's the movie's like
hardcore.
backwards. The movie's like in
start off
reverse,
with.
right?
It starts off with the credits.
Yeah,
the ending credits.
I love. There's a beautiful. There's a really
15
lovely.
minute,
Yeah, 15
no
minute,
cut, no edit
dude.
scene.
There's a very brutal like rape scene that it's famous for.
Dude, it's the same thing with like I Spit on Your Grave. There's this ridiculous like rape scene.
You saw the 70s movie?
Yeah.
me
It's
too.
like, dude, I'm like, come on. You okay?
Yeah, I'm good.
We'll wrap this up pretty soon.
Yeah, we can wrap it up.
It's fucking. There's like so much like it's like
It's been fun, dude.
How much time did we fucking spend here? Like
240.
2 hours?
We got 240 going.
Almost 3 hours.
Yeah. This is the longest podcast.
Rotten.com. It's been a while, but it was fun, dude. This is a historical podcast for you.
Okay,
This is
so-
number 10. So
I like
it,
that.
It is historic.
Perfect.
This
Yeah,
is
dude.
pretty awesome.
So wait a minute. So Irreversible, Back to the Future. What's your movie?
What? Oh, dude, I cannot have a favorite movie.
But no, like
dude.
a movie
but
that you
one
could
that
just
you would
recommend to
recommend.
anybody.
Oh, okay.
But here, so before you say it, I need to tell you why it's my favorite. Irreversible. One is that scene, that unapologetic fucking R-word scene that's brutal, right?
Yeah.
It's cringy. The guy's actual schlong. I mean, it's not his schlong because it was CGI'd. But dude, it's shot backwards. The story does not fucking flinch, right? And and the music was made by one of the half of
Daft Punk.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
They're both
Oh no.
French, right? The director.
Yeah,
has,
dude. Oh no, but
same
there's
as
movies that I like love and I want to recommend to people that like they like. I remember it's a fun, lighthearted movie, but that the documentary on the King of Kong, I always thought was a really fun movie. It was that guy that had the Donkey Kong record, and he was going at it again because he was beat. Do you remember that?
Is that a
guy
documentary?
was that the guy that got caught for?
Like cheating?
Cheating.
Yeah, there was a total cock who's like the video game.
I heard he's an egomaniac.
Yeah, Billy Mitchell.
Yeah.
What's the name of it?
It's called King of Kong. It's one of the funnest movies, dude. It's that you cheer for the guy going to beat this guy who's a cock, who's like the lead video game, Donkey Kong scorer.
Oh, okay.
But
it's
yeah,
about that.
so it's really cool because this guy's like a school teacher who like. It seems like a good dude, and there's some egomaniac who's like enjoyed all the glory. But yeah, he goes back and he's gonna beat the fuck out of him. It's so cool. I love that stuff. That movie is really funny. The director went on to direct a lot of The Office.
Oh, okay.
But
Cool.
yeah.
Oh yeah, the King of Kong.
Yeah, King of Kong. That's one that I recommend. I mean, dude, there's so many. Obviously, I'm a huge film person, so there's so many. But yeah, King of Kong is one I always tell people to watch. Yeah.
I'm excited for that new movie, the prequel to X that's going to come out, Pearl.
X.
Yeah, it's good, dude. You should watch
You
X.
see X too, dude. I
Yeah.
love Ty West.
Ty West is great.
Like,
Yeah,
I
it's got
always
really weird
recommend
movies.
when they talk about horror movies. I always recommend The Exorcist. For me, that's
Hereditary.
It just impacted me too much when I saw it because my cousins. Oh, you're 5 years old. Come and watch The Exorcist.
Yeah, it's real.
so
Yeah.
fuck.
It's
You know,
terrifying.
I couldn't sleep.
Yeah.
Totally. Yeah. Same thing with Freddy Krueger. I remember seeing Freddy Krueger as a kid and being like, "Holy fuck, dude! Like, don't fall asleep. Fucking Freddy's gonna kill you in your dreams." And you're
He's
like,
the
"What
coolest, man. I love, one of my favorites too is a Deadly Friend.
Oh, is that a
Deadly
movie?
Friend. It's a Wes Craven movie, and it's the movie he did following Nightmare on Elm Street, and it's a weird movie. Tonally, it's so bizarre. It's like this whiz kid that can like. He has a robot who's played by Charles Fleischer, who does the voice, who's Roger Rabbit.
Oh, hell yeah.
And so it's Mimi.
total weirdo,
And
too.
it's a weird movie, though, because it feels like a kid's film, but then it's got like brutal like murder scenes.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, because it has like the grandma, the old lady from Throw Mama from the Train and the Goonies.
Oh, yeah, she's awesome.
Yeah, her head gets exploded by a basketball, and it's like really violent. But then it's like a weird kid's like comedy, but then there's like all this crazy shit in it. That's a cool movie. It's a unique, weird movie.
I always, 80s, like kids movies in the 80s were always so fucking cool. Like Explorers and like what was that one movie?
Wolfman's Got Nards.
Dude, yeah, exactly. Like
Nards? That was the name of it?
it was the Monster Squad. And the Monster Squad was great because like it was so like it was like the cool kid was like riding around a BMX bicycle smoking a cig, you're like, oh yeah, I want to be like that when I get older. And the kid was probably like 12 fucking years old, he's like, you're like, fuck yeah, dude, that's fucking tight. And like fucking Dracula grabs this 5-year-old by her throat and screams in her face, "Give me the amulet, you bitch!" It's fucking wild, dude. But these were like acceptable kids movies in the 80s that were just so fucking rad. And now, like, I'm kind of glad that, like, and if you ask me, like, Stranger Things is definitely a kid's show. Yeah, it's a fucking kid show.
Dude, Monster House is one of my favorites.
That was such a good movie.
Was that a movie?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was an animated movie. No,
the director did something recently.
Yes.
What was it? It was
can't
something
remember.
that seemed perfect for him to do.
I know he got a fucking gig somewhere, like doing something. I was like, oh, that's it. Was it the new Haunted Mansion or?
It was a big movie.
It was something. I can't remember what it
I
was.
might actually have to go soon.
Let's
Oh,
roll.
you do? Okay.
All right. Yeah.
But
I know,
before we leave,
I got a dick.
Oh, it was
Sorry, guys.
Before we leave, you both like Tarantino movies, right?
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
my
of
favorite.
course.
I own all
What's
his
your favorite Tarantino movie?
like Reservoir Dogs.
Reservoir Dogs?
100%.
Hell yeah.
But I have all this shit on Blu-ray. Like, I'm a big Tarantino fan. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood is fucking amazing. Like,
I did not like that
dude,
one.
it's so good. It's so fucking good.
I'm going to have
But
to watch it again.
You have to watch it not so much as like a story arc, as more so like a character study and kind of a glimpse into the lives of a fucking Hollywood stuntman and a fucking actor, and like what was happening and how they were treated and how they treated their bodies, and almost like you just opened up a fucking window in time and you just kind of take a glimpse at these characters. And the revisionist history of it, which Tarantino loves to do, I fucking love that. But then again, Hateful Eight, I love that movie too.
I love
Fucking
that movie.
great, even though it was a slow burn, it was super dialogue driven.
Dude, the Jennifer Jason Leigh
She was
character.
amazing,
God
so
damn.
fucking good.
Oscar worthy.
No,
for
I mean,
me.
and also Walton Goggins in that movie. Fucking
Which one's that?
the one with like
sheriff?
the fucked up teeth.
The sheriff, right?
Yeah, it's just a fucking
Exactly.
creep.
It's incredible,
Bruce
right?
Stern, like
I've never
that-
seen that guy in anything else.
Oh,
Or
he's
have
been
I?
he's been in a bunch of stuff. There's another show he does called The Righteous Gemstones. It's fucking phenomenal.
I thought the first.
He's genius.
When I saw him, when I saw Jason's lead character, I was like, "What the fuck?"
Amazing,
is
just
going on
getting
here?
punched in the face that whole time.
And then,
So
yeah.
good,
And
so
then the
good.
guy. For me, it's gonna be somewhat the obvious, but it's just a great movie like that. Kill Bill 2?
Sure, why not?
2.
Both are great.
I don't really like the
I
one.
heard that he's going to do a 3.
Oh shit!
Yeah, I heard
hope
that
it's someone like
those
number 2.
child actresses, the daughters are now
Oh hell
old
yeah.
enough, and he wants. I heard that he wants to do that movie. So
Oh no, that wasn't me saying anything.
You gotta go.
No, I was just chilling. No, but dude, yeah, fuck Tarantino. I love his movies.
Yeah.
Best,
It's a genius.
favorite Tarantino movie?
Dude, that's hard. I like, Inglourious Bastards is one that like
That's
I really
amazing.
love.
saw
dude.
that with my mom.
Yeah, Pulp Fiction.
That's such a comedy, right?
Reservoir Dogs.
Oh, yeah.
yeah, Reservoir Dogs.
Reservoir Dogs is my favorite.
Yeah, Inglorious and Reservoir Dogs are probably tied.
I mean, Pulp Fiction. I
Pulp
would say
Fiction,
was
too.
also my favorite. It's hard to say
But
because
you can't say
No,
say it, you know.
Well, I can't. Reservoir Dogs is my favorite Tarantino movie. That when I saw it after seeing Pulp Fiction, and it just hit me in a way that Pulp Fiction didn't hit me for
Yeah,
some
that happened to
reason.
me as well.
And then I remember seeing Jackie Brown and not quite understanding it, but now
Yeah, Jackie Brown.
I go back. It's fucking great.
Dude, Robert De Niro is so good in that movie.
They're all.
Yeah,
all of
everyone's
them.
good.
But De Niro.
The blonde-haired girl. What's her name?
Oh, that was
she was really famous
what's her
for
name?
a while.
It's oh god,
she's in The Godfather too.
Her
3.
her dad is Peter
Fonda.
Jane Fonda. Or it was not Jane Fonda. It's Bridget Fonda.
Bridget Fonda.
Yeah. It took me a
Hot.
minute to fucking, yeah, hot.
Yeah, but don't they like bone or something?
Yeah, De Niro, who plays like
It
this.
looks really lame, right? He's
Yeah.
just like a.
Yeah, and fucking De Niro's character in that plays such a scuzzball.
Like totally got it. Definitely just
The
got it
fucking the worst, like
Yeah.
super quiet, creepy. You guys watch out for the quiet ones. They're the fucking
Yeah.
creepiest.
Yeah, dude, Samuel Jackson was
So
great
good,
in that movie,
dude.
too.
So good. And what's his name? The fucking Robert, the guy, the
Robert,
Oh yeah, the
Was
old
it
guy.
Forster.
Forster. Yeah, he was all, and Pam Grier. I mean, fuck, dude. That the cast was such a fucking random
Yeah.
assortment of just
Dude, you
monsters.
I love Grindhouse, dude.
Grindhouse is great.
Grindhouse
Both
is
those
such
movies.
a cool experience.
Never
Did you
seen it.
see them in
Dude, they're
theaters?
But
awesome.
that's Rodriguez, right? Or no?
Both.
It's both. It's Tarantino and Rodriguez.
Yeah, Death Proof and Planet Terror.
Yeah, Planet
And
Terror I
all
love.
those shorts, dude. The fake
Yep.
trailers.
Thanksgiving.
Eli Roth. That's like my favorite. I love
I
Eli
always
Roth.
wish that they would put that out.
Yeah.
I heard Eli Roth is a weirdo.
You know
Not,
who
not
that
fun to
is.
work with.
Oh.
Eli Roth did Hostel.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
Hostel
He's the
and
director or what?
Yeah.
yeah, he was the Bear Jew and Inglourious
it-
Bastards.
Oh, hell yeah.
yeah.
With the creepy eyes, right?
Yeah.
Oh, he got creepy eyes.
Yeah. He's fucking
You
wild.
seen that?
I don't know.
God, he was so good in fucking Inglourious Basterds.
Yeah.
I've heard that Rodriguez was gonna do Conan, a remake of Conan.
Oh,
The
I could
Barbarian.
see that, dude. I love Rodriguez.
You know, the thing
dude.
is with like all the Conan remakes, like they're just there's been a million in the works, and like the thing is with Hollywood is like they'll go in a direction, they'll just be like, fuck it, we're just gonna go here, and they just do that, and it's like, well, why did all that other stuff get tossed out?
But-
Because
but-
all you
but-
guys were him and Han the whole time.
But I heard that Conan's gonna be a trans person.
Oh, this
Fuck
goes
it,
back
I-
to the beginning of the podcast.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah, it sure does.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so Robert, thanks a lot for being here. Where can we find you? You said.
Robertland Podcast. Check it out, dude.
Check
yeah.
it out. They got new episodes every.
Yeah, we've
like-
got some with you coming out.
Yeah, man.
Yes, yes. Make sure to watch that. We got the
Yeah.
Oyster up now, right?
Yeah.
And Roscoe, where can we
Rosscoe
find
Soletrain, anywhere you can find it, go for it.
you? This is the amazing duo from the Robertland
Thank you all.
Podcast.
Shabalala.
And thank you everybody for watching and holding off these 4 hours for us.
This is so much fun,
if
dude.
you made it to the 2 hour and 50-minute mark, then you were a
You
fucking
w-
true champ.
Yes,
fuck
yes.
yeah.
Thanks for watching the Manolo
Thank you,
Pod. This is
guys.
me signing off. And remember, never misunder. Yeah, never misunderstate how good it feels to feel good.